Dude, you should play upon Ziggy2x. Back at it again. Sultry voice. Good the morning. Twitch still acting up with my damn views. It's saying one, but I got two screens up, two different servers, so I don't really know what's going on with that. And the only reason why I do that is so I can get some more people to come up in here. But it is what it is. We got 6 of y'all over here in Kick. More than likely, it's just probably 2 of y'all over there. I don't really know what's going on. Probably these 2 view bots that just popped up in here and trying to sell me some shit. But anyways, what's going on, man? How everybody doing this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I got some cinnamon rolls and I got a coffee over here. So if you see me over here munching, smacking and shit in between talking points, don't mind me. I'm just being a fat ass. Um, we have a few cool videos today. There is a simping epidemic still going on to this day. And they're trying to figure out a way to combat these situations, man. Um, Honestly, there is no way to combat it besides to get these motherfuckers that be simping completely out the game. And the only way to do that is to make their ass look like some lames. I hated it. I hate that that just rhymed, but it's the truth. It's the truth. That's the only way to quit people from simping is to make it look like it's whack as fuck. Uh, I think we're embarking on that level of realism there. I just, we gonna have some folks that just don't never get no pussy no way. That's gonna always fight with you on that. What else we got on the agenda today, man? What else we got on? This week is a normal week, man. Our schedule has not changed yet. Corporate has kept bullshitting, so we still on Thursday and Friday off, man. Thursday we gonna give you that heat. Friday it's about really know. I got things I need to do on Fridays. Most of the time, that's when all the action happens, man. And until I get the IRL stream stuff completely working, man, I'm not even gonna try it again and have me mad while I'm out and about for 3 or 4 hours and y'all got a black screen. We're not gonna do that again. So, with that being said, just expect Fridays to be a fair weather situation. I'm gonna get on if I'm gonna get on. If I'm not, then don't expect me to. If I do pop up, it's gonna probably be late in the day. But Fridays are usually gonna be days where I'm pretty fucking busy with life. Cause if y'all don't notice, I get up here as soon as I wake up, do my little morning routine, and then I come straight on this motherfucker. When I get off, it's like damn near 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Ain't nothing for me to do. I'm not finna hop on here and just be completely dead ass dragged tired. You know what I'm saying? Don't make sense to do like that. So Fridays from now on will either be extremely late stream, which will probably be the scary streams, or non-existent. Just gonna be honest. Thursdays I'm gonna give you that good 8 hours on Thursday, man. I'm gonna give y'all a good 8 hours on Thursday, like I did last week. We're gonna keep doing it like that for the time being until the schedule changes. Schedule will not be updated on any of the about me sites or any of the schedulings. It's gonna stay the same because it will eventually snap back to that once we get everything in a good, clear, clean situation where I know what the hell I'm doing week to week. But a lot of times that shit's out of my hand, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, we're gonna go on and get into it, man. You already know what it is, man. We don't play around with these videos, man. I just wanted to give y'all a couple of good announcements, let y'all know what's going on, man. We got ads on Twitch, and you know what? I don't even care because they're gonna keep throwing ads up here and throwing off the time, and I'm not finna wait around on no ads. Y'all can kiss my ass. We in there bit. You hear me?
I would say it's
Look at this
like having
ad
another
already.
producer in the room that knows
Hey, why
exactly
is it
what your
that
song needs.
when
This
I'm
is
on YouTube and
co-producer,
I
and
get an
it
ad,
seriously saved me hours of
YouTube
searching
try to
for samples.
YouTube has again last video I posted. YouTube hit me with a copyright warning off a commercial off a commercial. Once again, YouTube is hitting people with copyright warnings and or strikes off of the commercials that they play. If that ain't a travesty, I don't know what is. Anyways, let's go on and get into it, man.
Why these men out here act the way they act? It's the mother fault. It's the mother fault.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Lord, I think I done just figured it out.
Y'all
Y'all want to know what I just noticed? Let's see if I got this right. Feminist women and beta men, they on the same team. That's exactly why society is so fucking backwards. Feminist women only scream about equality when it benefits them, and the beta men only go along with it because they scared to lose female approval. But here's the truth. Women don't even respect y'all, let alone even notice y'all. I'm talking about the beta men. Real women know they need a masculine man. And you better believe real men know their value. Feminist women hate masculine men. And the betas are too weak to become one. Just sad. And to be honest, they deserve each other. Two broken roles. Pretending that's what balance looks like.
I like this one.
Let her cook.
Gentle reminder that the men who did me the most dirty in my life were all leftists, intersectional feminists, people who love to work with women, people who surrounded themselves with women.
You don't say.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
You don't say.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, hope you subscribe. So I got a video for you guys of a woman who I don't think she realized how much she told, like I like to call it dry snitching, on the sisterhood when she made this video. And because this is something that men, especially in this space, have been trying to tell women for the longest, especially when it comes to the Steve Harveys of the world, Derek Jackson, Papa Don, Ace Metaphor, and the list goes on, you know, but just naming a few guys of what I like to call pander bears, people that are guys that are pretty much performing all for the sake of just telling women what they want to hear. But I want y'all to hear exactly what she said in this video. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Gentle reminder that the men who did me the most dirty in my life were all leftists, intersectional feminists, people who love to work with women, people who surrounded themselves with women.
You don't say. You don't say. A guy who surrounds himself with women, tell you how good he is with women. Mr. I understand women, Mr. I get women, Mr. I'm always around a lady. That guy is a bad guy. The guy who never disagrees with anything a woman says. That guy, oh, no way. It's almost like somebody fucking told y'all that. I remember one time when I was going through the whole shit on here on TikTok, somebody said, John, did you ask your wife if she's learning from any black women? Does she read any black female authors? I said, what the fuck is he talking about? I've actually never asked anyone that in my life. Them niggas be performing for y'all, bro. And it's crazy because I've been saying this, like I've made this exact video. Men don't think like that. You hear guys get on here like, yeah, you gotta marry you an educated woman, doctorate degree, makes $250,000 a year, and her money is her money, and your money is your money. Bro, no sane thinking man thinks like that. Provision is for the housewives, the women who sit at home and provide for you within the house. You're supposed to provide back for them. Not she making $250,000 a year and she get to keep it and you still got to pay all the bills. Nobody thinks like that. If you hear a man saying, I agree with that sentiment, that's how things should be, that nigga is tap dancing. And it always comes out that they be knocking y'all heads in between the washing machine and Pastor Poppy Don. Big swole dark skinned dude. Him, you know who I'm talking about. You could go on for days. These dudes who get on here Mr. Super Feminist, like I agree with some feminist talking points, don't get me wrong, but like for the most part, it just doesn't agree with the normal male brain. But y'all try to make us sound like misogynists when we go, I ain't fucking with that. Only difference between me and them is that I'm married, they aren't. They trying to impress y'all, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about impressing none of y'all, I don't give a fuck. They still got women to impress. So they still trying to say things that you're going to agree with. I don't care, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the big, swole, dark-skinned dude he referring to is Derek Jackson. But you know what? I'm glad he mentioned Papa Don about, you know, him putting hands on women, because I also mentioned he has the 4 baby mamas. You think about a man like Steve Harvey, who cheated on his ex-wife with the wife that he's with now. All the stuff that came out recently about Ace Metaphor. And then you think about Derek Jackson getting exposed last year. Yet all of these people are still getting followed and women are still listening to them. It's like, it's almost like similar to how everybody like to compare Chris Brown, like that video that I think I recalled I showed you guys of a man pointing out like, y'all got more respect for a celebrity that y'all don't know from a can of paint just because he got clout and is attractive and has money, and somebody like Chris Brown, who y'all will pay $1,100 to take a picture with, is the same man that put his hands on Rihanna, even though yeah, she did put hands on him first, but still, because y'all are the ones that claim a man shouldn't put hands on a woman even when she puts hands on him first, right? So it just goes to show you, bro, y'all got rules for different men, and men are starting to wake up.
That shit a little different. You can't act like Chris Brown isn't a once-in-a-lifetime situation. He is a once-in-a-lifetime person. These women's gonna bend over backwards for a singing, multi-million-dollar, light-skinned dude that can dance. And every last one of them know that he toxic as fuck because he beat that bitch ass. That's what they look for. That's what they want. That's what they crave. So if you tell them they can go out there and go get it, just simply for, you know, paying $1,200 is a possibility, they're gonna try. Because they have no inhibitions and they have no reason to not to. Just to be honest, I'm just gonna be 100 with it. Chris Brown is a walking lick when it comes down to these women. And the only thing that could save him is him being as humble as he usually has been, or he's been for the last couple years, and for him to probably have a vasectomy or something. I mean, even at that point, man. I mean, the entire rumor is that he beat her ass because she gave him herpes that she got from Jay-Z or something like that, or whoever that was in Jay-Z camp. So, I mean, women out there willing to risk getting that yerp, then and they paying $1,200 to kiss this man on the mouth and get that yerp. Then I mean, it is what it is, man. If y'all down for that, then y'all, you know, and you can't save him. You can't save him.
Up and see that shit.
What's your worst assignment horror story?
I had a 10-page paper, and, you know, that didn't turn out too well. Just last night, actually.
Let's keep it moving.
I almost always know without fail that a relationship is going nowhere with a man when he offers to pick me up on a first date. And I'm talking specifically about the men from the dating apps, because that is quite simply a stupid thing to say yes to. You would have to be somebody who is naive or of low intellect of the dangers that could happen by jumping into a car with a man that you've never met online. And he knows that. He's asking you that question knowing you are going to say no. And it's not about you. It's not about making your life easier, or else he would send an Uber. He would offer to send an Uber or Lyft or whatever rideshare app that you guys have in your area.
That's why you should just be disrespectful instead of respectful to women, because they're not going to appreciate it anyway. Can't even offer a ride, bruh. Now offering a ride is performative, but it's not performative to spend some extra money and get you that Uber Black, though. That's not performative. Going to the restaurant and sliding my card on the table to pay for the bill, that's not performative. Or I bet you if you was riding a G-Wagon or a Lambo or a Ferrari, if she knew you had a sports car, a supercar, I promise you all of a sudden now it's not performative. These women are making up these rules as they go. They make up rules for men they don't like, and they come on here, they try to gaslight you into thinking that you just being a good person is wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with them. Some women are acknowledging it, but a lot aren't. But a lot of women, something is off with them, just like this young lady right here. So don't waste your time with women like this. They're extreme red flags. The voice alone should have been the red flag that you should have paid attention to. But trust fund baddies only, gentlemen, and stay away from these liabilities, man, because they're a waste of your time.
Wait, start over, because they were walking.
Don't worry about that. We're starting from down there.
Oh, we're starting from down there.
Yeah.
And walking towards her?
Walk past. It's natural.
No, we were side by side.
Yeah,
calm down. All I said was she was side by side. We were side by side.
I'm not worried about people walking.
Okay, I am. I don't want to walk side by side with somebody.
Babe, you're on vacation. It's not going to be an empty beach.
Why can't you just say okay, babe?
Oh, no. You were doing that yesterday. You get mad at people walking
I
in your
was
view.
not getting mad. You just want to keep going instead of just saying okay, babe.
I'm never going to say okay, babe.
I know. It's one of your problems. Just say okay.
No, it's not one of my problems. That's why we're still together, because you think you just want to rule shit.
What am I ruling?
I don't know how y'all do it.
That's crazy as fuck.
That's
crazy as fuck.
I don't know how y'all do it. Never in my life have I had.
Because they be starved for pussy, so they'll be able to. They willing to do anything.
With my daughters, I don't even have that much patience with my son. Motherfucker, tell you real quick. Oh, John's son is very well behaved. No one has ever had a problem out of Jonathan's son. Now my daughter is a different story. I have a world of patience for my daughter. Anyone else in the world, I don't. How much can you love somebody? Man, I love my wife. She can't talk to me like that. That is a normal occurrence in that man's life. He's so calm. Oh my God, it's like dealing with a fucking little girl. Nobody ever checked her. Shit, you know what, man? I get to a point with my daughters, I'd be like, hey, shut up. You talking back too much. I giving you chance after chance after chance. Shut your mouth. Nobody ever gave that woman that. First off, you talking all loud in front of the people walking on the public beach. Your husband really trying to pull that back like, baby, it's okay. So we gonna start down there. Nah, because she walking right next to me. Oh, man. And you talking to him crazy. You don't have no respect for nobody. Nobody. Oh, my God. I just don't know how y'all do it, dog.
No, but what really agitated me about that video, because I don't know who that couple is, but what really agitated me was hearing that woman is, why can't you just can't say, okay, babe?
Right.
No, but that's the problem. You just can't say, okay, babe. Which is
why you can't just say, okay?
Just tell me I'm right and just let me win the argument and shut up. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, like, men really need to pay attention to shit like that, because more women think and talk like her than you think, bro. Trust me. Let's keep it moving.
If more women own more homes than men, vote at higher rates than men, do not have to do dirty, grueling work as often as men by any measure, men hold debt at higher levels than women, yet women graduate at higher rates and higher rates of higher education. And women claim they have no duty to be a mother, but courts often side with them and go in their favor because of the expectation and role and presupposition of them intending to be a mother. Insurance is less expensive for women, and suicide rates are higher in men. Women also have lower crime rates and are convicted at a lesser rate for the same crimes as men. And yet the majority of the enforcing all these rights and laws are men, including the military draft, which only men have to sign up for. And yet somehow the patriarchy is oppressing women. So is the patriarchy actually that bad, or is it actually pretty benevolent?
What are modern day feminists even fighting for? Ask them. The first wave is very clear of what the girls were fighting for. The second wave, even more clear what they were fighting for. But ask any feminist now and it's the patriarchy or systemic sexism. Here's the problem. If you ask 10 different feminists what they're fighting for today, you're gonna get 10 different answers. Nobody can really define what their target enemy is, and it's a moving target. Patriarchy, conveniently enough, is whatever pins the man against the woman's success. It became a built-in excuse as to why women can't succeed in their own lives, whether it be professional or personal. So The truth is, if you don't have a defined enemy, then you're not fighting oppression, you're just fighting accountability, and you're looking to stir chaos.
Seriously. How do you take a man seriously? I can answer that for you. Follow his program. You chose the guy that you want based on his ability to be a good person to you. Respect, loyalty, career, if he got things going for him. And now that you made a decision to commit, follow his program. Do whatever he says as long as it's morally correct.
Why can't they follow our program?
You don't want him to follow your program for real.
I do.
You're going to look at him as a beta. You want him to be the one in charge, leading and planning shit for you. So you got to pick a good guy, you commit, and you follow his program as long as it's morally correct.
Good. Good answer. Great answer.
Transform trillions of signals into relevant reach.
For one-of-a-kinds and everyday finds, there's only one, The Fresh Market. Voted #1 Best Bakery, Deli, and awarded Best Customer Service by USA Today. Be our guest at The Fresh Market, now open near you.
Yeah, I'm glad he was quick with that response, because that right there goes to show you that she's definitely under that feminist brainwashing for sure with that kind of response. Talking about, so why couldn't they can't get on our program? Huh? Yeah, how long will it take for you to start finding him unattractive? The more he's doing the more he's following you. I tell you, bro, it's funny because it just goes to show you how powerful the social programming is that women truly want this, but their nature won't allow them to be attracted to it. It's great.
What would I take you on a date for? I already seen on your TikTok that you don't like the movies, the park, coffee. You want me to pay your rent, your hair, your nails on the first date, and you're celibate. What do we need to date for? There is no mystery. I know everything that's going on with you. I've seen everything I need to see. Where you guys feel like you are setting your standard by making these proclamations, you're actually just showing your hand. You are removing the that you don't like the movies, the
Hold up.
What would I take you on a date for? I already seen on your TikTok that you don't like the movies, the park, coffee. You want me to pay your rent, your hair, your nails on the first date, and you're celibate. What do we need to date for? There is no mystery. I know everything that's going on with you. I've seen everything I need to see. Where you guys feel like you are setting your standard by making these proclamations, you're actually just showing your hand. You are removing the need for anybody to be intrigued by you or to want to pursue you because you are just throwing up all of these things before somebody can even say something to him. Y'all are trying to enforce the standard with words instead of actions. And what you're really doing is you're setting yourself up to be taken advantage of, because if somebody really wants to get with you, all they're going to do is offer you whatever you said online, get what they want, and then dip. When someone offers you something that you don't like, you don't give it more energy by coming on here and making a TED Talk about it. You go to someone else.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad that they are doing it. I'm kind of glad that they are telling.
Yeah, it gives you the
just
chance.
As much as they think that
gives you the chance.
They're weeding out the men that they don't want, it's working in reverse
really
too.
reading them
It's
out.
all
Yeah.
good over here. Let's keep it moving.
A lot of times you find out that you participate in a layup line.
I be doing stuff around here. You never helped me. You know something? You never helped me with a bill, like a grocery bill, a car note, rent. Like, I don't think you've never seen a bill. Do you know what a bill feel like? Like, no, like to not to pay it, but like to pick it up. No, I wasn't saying like you don't be helping me around the house. I was saying like you ain't helping me find stuff to do around the house. Like, what? Okay. Like, is it more it's some laundry? It's some laundry. Whenever you're ready. Okay. That's what I was asking. I was just trying to. Okay. I misread that. Yeah. You good.
Am I the asshole, 38 male, for cutting back on work to prove a point to my wife, 30 female? My wife is usually an angel of a woman, but has recently gotten into a friendship with a woman whom I personally believe is a bad influence on her. Not in a patronizing way, more of a lay down with dogs, get up with fleas type of situation. I've never heard that before, but continue. I like it. I've never said anything about her childishness or her very radical misandry, because frankly, it doesn't affect me until it did. A few months ago, my wife began pressuring me to do more around the house. Before I get an instant "you're the asshole," we already split chores and childcare. Admittedly, she had a bigger cut than I because she is a stay-at-home mom, but I do most of the cooking. Breakfast and dinners, lunch is her responsibility for her and the boys. I take out the garbage and I do laundry. And I deep clean the bathrooms once a week.
Dang.
I do also help
He
with our
doing a lot.
boys' homework and such.
I'll marry this man right now.
He's the bar is low, but like he's doing a lot.
The bar is 6 feet under, but it's pretty good right now.
She insists that I am not doing enough and that I should be doing more around the house. I tried having discussions with her, asking what she expected from me, namely all chores and child rearing should be my duty, it seems. And for months, it seemed to be going nowhere. She used the D word more than once when speaking on this, which felt manipulative.
What's the D word?
Divorce.
I was like, Dad? Oh my God.
That is manipulative. It boiled over when we were out with friends one night, and she began talking about how I never help out and how I use her as a house slave. Her words. I will admit, I saw red. The next part is where I may be the asshole. I didn't say anything that night, but the next day I asked my boss to be given reduced hours for the next little bit due to stress. And I took over everything in the house. I cooked breakfast and made lunch for the boys before I drove them to school. I cleaned the house top to bottom. I did every dish we had twice, and so on. My wife was blindingly happy and bragged to her friend that she had finally worn in.
Wow, I had like many different feelings and emotions throughout this.
We're not even done.
Oh no.
She didn't lift a finger for around a month. Then she began asking why we never went on dates anymore and complaining that she wanted to get her nails done as they were growing in. I explained that I had to take that out of our budget so we could continue to afford everything else. But we could absolutely have a movie night in, and I could paint her nails for her. She was unhappy with that solution, so I asked her if she would want to get a part-time job to pay for her luxuries.
When you love what you do, there's no difference between work and play. Like there's no difference between straight.
This is an insane
You would have
story.
thought I asked if she wanted to join a cult. She then asked if I could just go pick up more shifts at work to cover her other expenses and used the phrase, "be a man," which I found more than a little insulting. I then asked if she would be willing to go back to splitting the chores and such, which is when she began to catch on that the two were related. She yelled at me that I was being a manipulative asshole for doing this and even claimed it was financial abuse. I stood strong for a while, but now I am questioning my methods because even I feel what I did was a little bit underhanded.
As in, he stopped making as much money to do the chores.
Mm-hmm. Am I the asshole?
Nah, he's not an asshole whatsoever. He tried to adjust, and the woman just didn't like the adjustment working in her favor because she thought she can have her cake and eat it too. Honestly, that woman sounds like a liability if you ask me, but let me know what you think. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.
That's just too funny. His damn outro, so damn booty.
Disney's self-inflicted boy trouble. Uh-oh. Let me see this.
Every once in a while, I'll stumble on a news article so brain-meltingly, soul-crushingly stupid that the only socially acceptable response is...
Yeah.
Such was
That's
the
about
case
it.
yesterday with this absolute corker from Variety, that always reliable bastion of respectable, impartial journalism. Disney's boy trouble. Studio seeks original IP to win back Gen Z men amid Marvel Lucasfilm struggles.
You had my curiosity,
Now you have
but now you have my attention.
Leadership at Walt Disney Studios has been pressing Hollywood creatives in recent months, multiple sources tell Variety, for movies that will bring young men back to the brand in a meaningful way.
All right, you get the fat bitches out. You get hot chicks in there 100%. You make it about a man that's trying to save his family. The reason why is honor, tradition, his oath to his country, or some form of obligation that transcends him. And that's it. You don't have any, female fucking like super expert that trains him. He gets trained by an older man that understands, like, to the extent that you put a girl in some sort of fucking authority position over him. Generally it's going to be cringe as fuck. Don't have any like weird social messaging at all. Like, it's actually so easy.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
It's literally so easy. Just think about what would a young guy want to be able to, what would a young guy want to watch? It's so obvious. The Space Marine movie? Yeah, of course. It's so easy. It's common sense.
Oh, really? Tell me, why would you have to do something like that? I mean, you've spent years telling us that men are irrelevant now, that nobody needs or wants those mean, stinky boys polluting.
Yep, there it is, guys. And that's what happens, is that you make this content, and you make this content for an audience that doesn't exist. Like, they think they can just shift Star Wars to being a girl franchise. You gotta be fucking retarded to believe that.
Culture with their toxic masculinity, that male and pale is stale, that the future is female. Why do you care about attracting men to your brand all of a sudden?
Thunderbolts of flop. Flop. Oh. Fuck.
And therein lies the rub, dear viewer. You might utterly despise men and everything they represent, but when it comes to that increasingly uncomfortable meeting with the accountants every few months, well, it turns out that you kind of need them. Especially young men, who seem to be quite a powerful demographic these days.
Well, they are. They're a massive demographic, and they also spend a lot of money, too. Like, the thing is that there's a lot of people that do this. The reason why is that they don't make shows for men anymore. That's the problem. They make them for general audiences. And if you want to make a show for guys, you have to make it for guys. And if a show is really, really good, it will transcend that audience. But you got to do it in that direction. Base chuds on top. No, I'm telling you, like, that's how it is.
Let's see what else this stunning and brave article has to say, shall we? Numerous studies show that Gen Z men in particular are a lonely, gaming-obsessed group who were hampered in their formative years by COVID-19 lockdowns. Oh, come on! Okay.
I think that's probably true, honestly. I think it is. A lot of guys that are younger, they definitely got one shot by COVID. Like, imagine graduating high school in 2019 or 2020. Like, you're set up in a situation now where you're totally fucking isolated from society. You spend those years where, like, you're supposed to be hanging out with your friends, like, after high school, like, in college or whatever, going to parties, and you spend all that, like, and you're fucking quarantined, literally. Yeah, that's gonna be a huge problem. That's gonna negatively affect people a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there before this
COVID,
journalistic retardation goes.
True, but, like, COVID multiplied mental illness in the country, I think, by 3x. I think at 3x mental illness. I don't think we've recovered from it either.
Any further.
Real bad.
Let's be clear about one thing. Young men were not hampered in their formative years by the lockdowns or the patriarchy or global...
I do think that they were... I do think lockdowns negatively affected everybody, and I think lockdowns were a factor. I do. But, like, sure. But, like, it's also women, too.
Warming or social injustice or any of the other bullshit excuses you're going to try to throw in.
I just think that, like, guys, you're a young guy.
There was
like,
a couple of stories that I just got sent.
Two girls that have every privilege in the world talk about how bad men are. Why the fuck would you want to watch that as a guy? Like, you just take a step back and just ask yourself the common sense, obvious question. Why the fuck do I want to watch a bunch of bitches sit around and talk about how I'm bad?
Right.
What the fuck?
What
the fuck is wrong with you? Of course not. Yeah, it's some cuck simp shit.
to obfuscate the truth. They were hampered by an entertainment media complex that spent most of the past decade systematically trying to obliterate them from modern culture.
Exactly. Yeah. No, he's completely right. He's cooking so, oh my god.
Been berated, insulted, deconstructed, mocked,
Yes!
lectured, misrepresented,
Yes!
gaslit into believing their
Oh
every
my
natural
God!
instinct was wrong and evil, and simultaneously labeled as useless and irrelevant, but also somehow the cause of every negative thing that ever happens in the world, depending
right.
on which explanation is most expedient.
I'm so
It's so obvious, right? I mean, like, anytime that I see something like that, I immediately think it's gonna be garbage, bro. Like, I do. Like, I'm sorry, like, you thought Star Wars? Star Wars is basically just a medieval knight film with, you know, laser swords, okay? Like, where people are literally cutting each other's arms off. You think you're gonna make this into a story that girls like? What are you, fucking retarded? Like, really? How can you be that stupid?
Fucking tired. I thought I just needed a night's sleep, but it's more than that.
And every single time they've dared to defend themselves or push back in this completely one-sided war, they've been dismissed as sexist, misogynistic idiots and bullied or attacked into silence. Is it really that much of a surprise that after all of this, after realizing the deck is
This is the reason why anime and manga is so popular now. Is because, and this is the reason why games from China are growing so much, and like non-Western culture games are so popular, is that I think that there is a huge, like, I don't want to consume content that's made by people that have some sort of lingering resentment towards me. And I think that a lot of people feel that way. So I see something like this, and it's so obvious why it's happening.
Hopelessly stacked against them that not only can they never be allowed to win, but they'll...
Speaking of, why the fuck, when the fuck did Real Housewives of anything, Atlanta, hip hop, all of that shit, most of these bitches are divorced. There ain't no housewife or nothing. Man, what the fuck is up with that? And that's why these bitches out here be boxing with each other all the time. They're just out there boxing with one another because they ain't got no kind of masculinity to calm or soothe their weird ass ways. I just thought about that. I'm like, most of these bitches ain't even married.
be actively punished for even trying in the first place. They finally decide
should be real divorcees of the NBA or real divorcees of hip hop. It shouldn't even be housewives. There ain't none of them housewives. It's like 2 of them that's married out of a group of 8. And the 2 that's married, there's always the ones that's classy that everybody wish they could be around. Or they hate them, or the girls in the group hate them, but everybody in real life be like, man, damn, I really want to be like her one day. Like,
fuck it, I'm just not playing anymore. And they hit back with the most powerful weapon
Well, it's
left.
like, why would you want to watch, like, for example, like, why would you want to watch She-Hulk if you could watch Demon Slayer? Or you could watch Vinland Saga as a guy.
Right.
I can't swear at a man. Probably not. This is sick.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Non-anime watchers, the people that like actual history or something like that, maybe, or even like just good stories, I put them on Vinland Saga all the time. All the time. I just put a dude that's like 50 years old that watches Vikings Valhalla over on Netflix. And I told him, man, I was talking about anime and he said, I could never get into it. I was like, man, that's an anime for everybody. And I was like, man, just based on what you be telling me to watch and I be watching, you'll like this show called Vinland Saga. And sure enough, that nigga text me this morning talking about some, bruh, this shit fire. Exactly, I know.
Like, there's literally zero reason to want to do that.
In their arsenal, their wallets.
Yeah,
if companies like Disney
for
decide
free
to
rent,
use their platform to beat young men over the head with the message that everything male is inherently
I think Solo Leveling is a great example. Like, Solo Leveling, this is the male power fantasy personified. It is. if you want, and it was the most, I think right now it's the most popular anime on Crunchyroll. Like it's super, super popular. People love it. And so really, I mean, so like, how is it that the Japanese have been able to figure this out, and you used to have this figured out, but now you forgot it? I think that the real truth is that they didn't forget it. They just don't want to accept that it's real. And I hope, like, I'm so proud of all of the young guys for just totally tapping out of this weird feminized cuck bullshit where they're constantly submitted to humiliation rituals, like Luke Skywalker turning into like a fucking like goat milk eating like bitch boy.
Damn.
It's embarrassing. Y'all, like, yeah, stay strong, brothers.
Then I guess young men just won't watch their stuff anymore. It's not exactly rocket science, but holy fuck. This article and others like it will explore every possible explanation except the simplest and most obvious one. And I think we know why. It actually kind of reminds me of all those articles cropping up on feminist websites these days decrying the lack of male attention after those very same sites spent years
just leave women alone. Okay.
Basically.
Just complaining about men being too forward, too assertive, too interested, too creepy, and gosh darn it, why can't they just leave us all alone?
Leave me alone.
Gee, I wonder why they're not interested in dating anymore. It's a total
It's because women want both. They want guys that they're attracted to pursue them relentlessly, and they also want guys that they're not attracted to never talk to them. Like, this is the issue that a lot of people have. And, like, you can see this dichotomy that's represented in a lot of these romance novels, where it's, like, usually an aggressive, assertive man, but this man just happens to be a billionaire vampire who happens to also be very attractive. Like, that's the difference.
History to me too, ladies. The irony is that Disney already had access to some of the biggest and most successful male-focused brands in history. And yes, both Star Wars and Marvel were decidedly male brands.
100% for guys. Like, Star Wars is 100%. It's not even a question.
That doesn't mean the ladies couldn't enjoy them too, and many did in fact, but if I had to choose a gender most likely to gravitate towards a franchise about space battles, adventure, ships and technology, heroism and epic struggles
and also, by the way, brutal violence where people are getting cut in half. This is a guy thing. It is.
Fate of the universe. Yeah, it's gonna be men. And that right there is perfectly okay. Men are allowed to have stuff that they like, and a lot of the time, that stuff is going to be quite different from what women like. The problem is that only one side is ever expected to compromise and make concessions to accommodate the other, and
That's exactly the problem. He's totally right about this. It's that, like, anything that men like, men are expected to compromise and default to what women like. But I think that when men express that they like something, women usually attack them.
A little hint here, it's not women. Like, could you imagine for 1 second if they did a reboot of Sex and the City? Sorry, wait, another reboot. Only this time half the female characters were gender swapped, the glamour and sophistication of the New York social scene was replaced with muscle cars and guns and girls in bikinis, and every episode had to include some tedious subtext about how difficult modern life is for men to navigate. I don't think it would go down very well. But there seems to be this weird cultural taboo around the idea of male-focused anything now, like catering specifically to men as a demographic is some moral crime that has to be addressed.
That's exactly right. He's totally right about this. This is the issue, is that so many people, and I think that there's a lot of guys that do this too. The reason why I think guys play into this is actually extremely simple. I think they do it as a mating technique. This is guys that act like simps and like losers in order to make girls like them. They want to smash? Yeah, exactly. Like, guys don't act like this. Too many pussified men? No. The same guys that you think are pussified, like, I've had friends like this that grew up to be kind of like that. The moment that, like, we're outside of that spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
So, what's the verdict? Wow, gorgeous.
You're looking incredible in that dress.
Bro, we're saying slurs all the time. we're using slurs all the time. Bro, we're talking about like all kinds of shit that like, you know, he's supposed to say, oh no, that's not it. Yeah, immediately, bro. Instantaneously factory reset back to 11th grade. Yep, they're undercover. Exactly. It's performative. It is. And I think that a lot of the guys, they do it for that reason. For them to see that or show that like, oh, I'm one of the good ones.
And corrected instead of a smart and logical business decision from a company that should be all about giving the customer what they want. In the case of those male-oriented franchise that used to be a license to print money because they used to understand their customers, the problem wasn't just the clunky attempts to court a female audience with a sudden influx of pandering, poorly written girl bosses who could magically do anything and were always right about everything. Even women hate.
That's the issue too, is that like also like the characters are just bad on top of everything. It's because the characters are bad because the writers self-insert themselves, except for nobody likes them.
That's shit it. Because they were more than smart enough to see right through it.
Yep.
No, the bigger problem was the active sabotage, marginalization, destruction, and outright pussification of the male characters to make...
Here it is. Yes. And so that's the issue. Is it's not a problem for you to make a movie or a story that is women-centric. But if you do that, and you also do it at the
going back
expense
to
of
the
male
Vikings.
representation.
Wow.
And you make men look like they are incompetent. Like, this is a good question, right? How many of these, like, fucking comedies and, like, of these sitcom shows is the man in the sitcom intelligent, like, morally good, the provider of the household, and not the butt of every joke? Zero, basically, right? Zero. So there's always some way or another that usually the guy is a retard and the wife or the mother is the smart one that's measured and intelligent and normal. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they're always the punching bag. Yeah, that's the problem. And so a lot of guys don't like that. So they would they rather watch that or would they rather watch Spy Family? There you go. Easy fucking decision. Instant, easiest decision of your life. When do you think this started? 2014. It got really bad. That's whenever identity politics really got on the internet. You got a lot of like feminists on the internet causing trouble. And before that, I think it started getting bad. Probably my dad tells me that it started getting bad in Vietnam. He said that it was a bunch of pussy boys who were afraid of going to war. And so they decided to turn into hippies to avoid getting drafted. And as soon as the war was over, the hippie movement ended because they weren't afraid of getting drafted anymore. And he said basically like whenever he was growing up, everything was great. You know, like you would turn on the TV and it would be, you know, the show called, I think he called it like Victory at Sea. And the entire thing were just literally basically highlight reels, kill cams of fucking us fighting back the Japanese in Pearl Harbor or us taking over an area in Nazi Germany. And that was it, right? And so like that was the whole thing. And insight. So that's basically what it was, is that like he thinks that Vietnam and like that whole cultural movement is what kind of put everything on the downturn. And I think the internet was like a bastion from that until 2014. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't there. I'm not that old. But, like, that's it.
Make way for them. I've been over this kind of thing a million times before, so I'm not going to bore you with all the examples like Han, Luke, Indiana Jones, Thor, Kylo Ren, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Nick Fury, and about 100 others I could name. The list of cultural assassinations is frankly mind-boggling at this point. The point, though, is that instead of becoming more accessible to women, these franchises instead became increasingly hostile towards men.
That's the perfect way to say it. Yeah, it's not about making it appeal to women. It's about making it not appeal to men. And so they actively desexualize things. They actively work against and they subvert the traditional male fantasy. And guess what? A lot of guys don't appreciate that.
Actually young and impressionable men who could really use some positive role models.
Men haters wrote the story. Oh, I've seen this before. Like there was one girl, like the amount of girls that are on the internet that are pushing out a bunch of man hate. these are girls that, you know, like their dad was mean to them, or like they had a boyfriend that was an asshole or something like that. It's all just personal unresolved trauma that's being dumped on the internet collectively as a whole. And this isn't a gender exclusive issue. Like men do the same thing, you know, like the whole like Andrew Tate like brand of like thinking. And so I'm not like, women don't have a monopoly on this, but women do have a monopoly on doing it in a way that's socially acceptable. And I think that's really what the problem is. It's that you have women that are doing this and it's somehow justified and it's okay. But meanwhile, if a guy does this, it's like, oh my God, you can't act this way.
Or two. Instead, they found themselves getting lectured, berated, and disrespected by a studio that seemed to actively hate them. And that's the funny thing about young men, you see. They can, and often do, put up with a lot of shit in their daily lives, but the one thing they won't put up with...
Well, this is the other thing, too, is, like, especially nowadays, like, young guys, if you were, this is the issue, right? It's like, if you're kind of like an average, like kind of a dumb guy, right? You're not really a super smart guy. You're like an 85, 88, 89, 93 IQ guy. Like, you could have gotten a job back in the day working and doing something and you'd be all right. But now a lot of those jobs are automated. And so you're getting patronized. And at the same time, like, women have a lot of these opportunities, especially when they're young, to make a lot of money, right? Things like OnlyFans. And again, it's not like every girl's doing OnlyFans. Of course not. But I think that it's the perception, the society expectation. Like, women nowadays, whenever they're entering the workforce, young women make a considerable amount more money than young men do in the workplace. Why is that? It is the direct effect of deliberate DEI initiatives to disenfranchise men and to empower women at their expense. That's the reason. It was never about equality. Equality was just one step on the stairway to supremacy. And that's what you have now. We hate corporate life as well. Yeah, that's why you have HR running everything and you're getting tone policed constantly because you say something in a way that hurts one person's feelings. It's ridiculous. And so, and I by the way, I just straight up say this shit. I know that some people are going to get mad that I say it as raw as I do, but somebody's got to. Somebody has to, and that's where it's at. And so, again, they even made Boyle from Rabbit Hole. I don't know about that. Kindergarten ethics. Yeah, exactly. And it's never really about equality. Yes, the HR is all. Yeah, it's HR, fucking reputation, fucking assassination, weird shit like this. And guys are taught, like, a lot of, like male bonding and the way that guys act growing up. Every way that guys act growing up that is in any way physical or has any friction or is coarse in any regard, this is all massively stamped down by schooling. And meanwhile, schooling is catered towards making it accessible and the most appealing for women. That's mainly what happens. Who pushes these changes? Women do, and men that want to fuck the women that do. That's the people that push the changes primarily. And so anyway, now you have a lot of these guys. And so they're like, well, I'm getting fucked in my real life. I'm losing out on internship opportunities. I'm losing out on scholarship opportunities. I'm losing out on, like this, that, and the other thing, a hiring process, because I'm not part of this group. Primarily, like, again, do you want to know who the biggest beneficiaries of DEI are? It's not black people. It's white women. Those are the ones that are really winning out of DEI. They're the ones that are actually getting hired because of these processes. Yeah, it's fucking Karens. That's it. And so this is the Karen industrial complex, where men are systematically disenfranchised, demoralized, made fun of, and made to submit to humiliation rituals throughout their entire life. The media is just a further propagandized humiliation ritual. And at a certain point, a lot of men tap the fuck out and they go on the internet. That's why people are like this on the internet. And that's also the reason why, again, foreign types of media has become so popular with modern audiences. That's why anime is so popular. That's why something like Berserk is popular. It's popular because it's something that it's made for them as an audience. One Piece is made for guys. The guy who makes it says that. Shonen literally is like young boy anime in fucking Japan. So when you're making content that is deliberately antagonistic to a group of people, big surprise, they don't watch.
They don't want to watch
I
it.
know
Yeah.
this is maybe a rant,
Duh.
but I think it's true. It's very true.
Is disrespect, especially from a fucking company that wants them to part with their hard-earned money for their privilege. Add all
hate
these
you, not
factors
pay us.
together, and you get a conclusion so simple and obvious that I can't believe I'm even having to say it, but here we are. When you decide to treat half your audience as the enemy, that's exactly what you turn them into.
Yep.
You really do get what you fucking deserve, and in this case,
True.
Disney deserves to lose half their audience because they gave them absolutely no reason to stick around. But
Well, they gave them more than that. They gave them a reason to leave.
Stop.
What? Rather than signing off with some smarmy little fuck you, I want to pull something positive out of this situation because it seems like even Disney are beginning to acknowledge how badly they've done wrong. Yeah.
I don't think that the modern studios will be able to recover from this, by the way. I don't think so. I think the only way that we can hope to get anything better in the next like 10 or 15 years at least is for new studios to emerge, because what I think happens is that these studios get infected with these groups of people and they totally take over the studio.
And they
They're
can't
like a
they can't
cancer.
get them out.
And once you have enough of them, the studio is completely infected and it will never get better. I think a great example of this is Blizzard. Blizzard is never going to make a based badass video game again. They're never going to make a cinematic that even has 10% of the fucking testosterone that the Warlords of Draenor cinematic had. Like, it's not even going to be remotely close. It's dead. It's dead, and you can see that with the new cinematics. You've got elves that look like... Who the fuck wants to look like a middle-aged woman? Nobody. Especially not middle-aged women. That's why they get plastic surgery. So what the fuck are you doing adding them into the story that nobody wants to see? You're retarded. Same with Mortal Kombat. They look like 45-year-old soccer moms going to a Pilates class. Who the fuck wants to see that? Nobody. I'm just being... Look. That's just it. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, the admission's only been forced grudgingly out of them by sheer financial necessity, but it's something at least. And never let it be said that the drinker doesn't offer a helping hand to those in need. So if I could offer a few pieces of advice, speaking as someone of the male persuasion here, I'd say they have to come to terms with a few realities about their situation. The first reality is that not everything you make can appeal to everyone, and nor should you try. Movies like Barbie and Top Gun Maverick are proof that when you target a specific audience and give them exactly what they want, without trying to dilute it down in the hopes of appealing to an even bigger market, you can and will make an absolute fortune. The second reality is that any project revolving around adventure, science fiction, action, or
if there's ever a story about an oath to your kingdom, an obligation to your family lineage or heritage, you having to uphold your honor against, insurmountable forces, and there is gratuitous violence that is used in order to achieve those goals, you are looking at what I would call the male fantasy. That's for guys. It's not for girls. It's not that girls can't enjoy it. Many of them do. But it's for guys.
Technology, like say, Star Wars and Marvel, is probably gonna skew male. I don't know what to tell you, man, but men and women tend to be interested in different things, and no amount of social conditioning or deconstruction is ever gonna change that. And if they're your two biggest franchises that you probably want...
And the problem also is the toxic positivity that this culture is enforcing inside of workplaces. Because if you're the guy that says, you know what, maybe we shouldn't have a bald, fat, middle-aged woman replace the hot girl in latex that was in the previous movie in this remake. You get called a sexist. You get called a misogynist. You get called a bad person. And they destroy your character, and you end up getting fired, and you lose your career. That's the issue. That's where, you lose your job, right? Yeah, you're peer pressured into quitting, exactly. and so instantly canceled. No, you are. Like, that's really what happened. And do you have bed bugs? Fuck, no, I don't have bed bugs. Who the fuck is bed bugs? I'll be right back. Sorry about I use the bathroom real quick. But yeah, no, I love this video. This is so true. How'd you end up enjoying Freerun, even though it isn't aimed at guys? Because it's a good story, and truly beautiful and great stories will transcend gender boundaries. Like Lord of the Rings, like Freerun, like the Bible. That's the reason why. And also,
you
it
got a
does
point
appeal
there.
to,
You
to
got
men.
a point there.
Himmel the hero is great. Like, you've got tons of characters in that story. There's no men in that story that are just like these, you know, like basically feminist caricatures or minstrel plays of what a tough guy is supposed to be. Yeah, Stark is there too. Yeah, Stark he's not a loser. Like, he's a goofboy a little bit. Yeah, sure. But he's not, he's not a joke. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. And that's the difference.
To resurrect and get profitable again, then you're going to have to accept that your primary demographic is men and
That's right.
cater the content accordingly.
Of course.
The third reality is that you need to bring back masculine heroes if you want to get a male audience back.
Wow, what a surprise. If you want to have guys watch characters or watch your show, you have to make the show about guys. Can you believe that? Wow, what a surprise.
And I'm not talking about the safe, feminized, corporate-approved Pedro Pascal brand of...
It's just some gay shit, bro. Like, guys don't like that. I'm sorry, they don't. They don't. Like, I don't care what somebody wants to say. It doesn't sell. It doesn't fucking sell. It's obvious that it doesn't fucking sell. Stop trying to sell it. If you do, you're gonna fail. That's the reason.
Damn.
Masculinity that's basically just a woman with a mustache, but the actual male archetype of masculinity that's been practically outlawed in modern media. Men who are smart, capable, assertive, confident, complex, and maybe even a bit dangerous, who don't resort to verbal diarrhea or fold like a house of cards the moment a woman challenges them on something.
Exactly.
Those are the kinds of characters that men have been drawn to for decades, and guess what?
No. Millenniums. You go back at stories in the Bible, and it's like this. You go back and you look at stories in the Odyssey, it's like this. This is fucking Beowulf. This Samson, yes, exactly. It's not like they just invented this in the, like, you know, in like the 1900s, we invented masculine. No, this is the way it's been for fucking ever. It's been this way for forever. Or if I could say decades, yeah.
Still are.
Nah,
no
it's
amount
been
of
a
guilt
while.
tripping or toxic masculinity bullshit is ever going to change that. The fourth and final reality is that everyone, men and women both, are fucking sick of girl bosses. They are, without a doubt, one of the most obnoxious products of modern culture. They've ruined practically everything they've been crowbarred into, and they have...
And I think behind every girl boss is a fat feminist writer with a nose earring.
to go. That doesn't mean for 1
is.
second that you can't have intelligent, complex, capable, and well-written female characters that push and rival their male
Or a soy
counterparts.
boy.
In fact, you
True.
absolutely should. But the days of one-sided contests where women always have to win to put men in their place, or invincible power fantasies that are either the writer's revenge fanfiction or walking inferiority complexes
Yeah, revenge fan fiction. That's a good one.
Well and truly over. Women don't relate to them, and men, particularly young men that have been force-fed a diet of this crap for most of their lives, are actively repulsed by anything that has them in it. Now, all of this stuff probably...
Yeah, like, to me, whenever I see a character like that, like, there's a lot of things in video games, so, like, this is a good... Like, if I can't tell the gender of characters in a game, I immediately assume the game will be garbage. Unless, of course, this is something like Pokemon. And then I hope you're not able to tell the gender of the characters. But otherwise, I do. Like, and again, it's because nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to see it. It's weird. Dark Souls, Gwendolyn. So you're talking about like one character that's imprisoned at the bottom of Anor Londo because his dad thought he was a femboy and his dad was embarrassed about him? You're really trying to use that as the example? I think you're proving my point. Yeah, there's one boss.
It seems completely obvious and common sense to you, but fuck me, it feels like common sense is in short supply in Hollywood these days. But I think the big takeaway from all of this is that men as a demographic are not all that difficult to please. Treat them with a bit of respect.
That's the crazy thing, is that it's actually like it's so easy to get guys to watch something. It's so easy to get guys to be interested in something. Why is it that you have to reinvent the wheel every time? What was this here? And that you were tired of the same female characters getting made fun of, then they turn to a green giant creature and scream no? Well, I don't know about that. I never watched the fucking She-Hulk. I mean, it was just, why would I watch it? It wasn't made for me. Why would I watch it?
Give them the things that they enjoy, and you'll be surprised how quickly they come around.
Garbage.
On the other hand, ignore and attack them, and well, I think we've seen where that road leads.
Yep.
Anyway,
boy trouble.
That's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Fucking based. I love this video. He's completely right. Yes, the entire film industry, and especially the corporate film industry, has spent the last decade demonizing, delegitimizing, and caricaturing men as being retarded, and now men don't want to be told that they're retarded.
Right.
What a surprise. What a shock. Give the video a like. Critical Drinker, I think he's fucking great. So yeah, there it is.
Man. Yeah, I am sleepy.
Oh man, so this is crazy right here. Nah, this is interesting for me for sure, because I understand the lore. Let me just walk y'all through the situation through my eyes, all right? So this is Melly Monaco or Monacos or whatever. She's Melly Arenas at this point in time because she is married to Gilbert Arenas, is his wife, all right? Now I stumbled across her platform probably 3 to 5 years ago in that time frame because around the time the manosphere was popping and many people that had red pill adjacent talking points, they were making content for men for dating and shit, all right? Melly was one of the ladies that a lot of men like watching her advice because she said that she was giving advice for men to get women that look like her and also being very sexual, okay? This guy right here, his name is MTR. You guys probably more familiar with him than me, or maybe not, but he created a lot of content that was focused in the black manosphere or the red pill adjacent content once again. He did something that many other of the manosphere content creators didn't do, which is he would sit down with ladies and reactions of red pill content and talk about them with the ladies, having discussions with the ladies, all right? Now, one of the people that he eventually sat down with was Melly.
Same
I don't know which came first or not, but these two went on a vacation or something like that with each other. I remember stumbling across this. But yeah, they was outside, so of course everyone wondering, okay, they doing content together, they traveling, so people automatically assume that it may have been something going on. Then next thing you know, pretty much nothing followed up, and then we seen Melly pop up with Gilbert Arenas, doing a lot of content with Gilbert Arenas, and it simply just looked like she chose up. Attractive woman lands with a former NBA player. Makes a lot of sense. He makes a lot of money right now. Makes pretty much a lot of sense, okay? Now, that brings us to this right here. I didn't even know there was any type of controversy between the two, but Gilbert and her speak on them falling out. I didn't know about them falling out at all. I think they could have just left this alone, but here we are. I'm about to watch this for the first time with y'all and see what they talking about.
Rumor went around, and then you got offended that you forgot. You got offended like, oh my God, I remember now.
Yeah. Should I say it now?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, guys, so me and him are not cool anymore. And it's not because of he didn't try to crack or whatever. It was, so we did some content together. And, okay, so for those of you who don't know what's happening, went on a vacation, invited this man called MTR who had who has a YouTube channel that is pretty successful. And we went just as friends. Girl kept on saying that it's weird he didn't try you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, he just wasn't interested in me. That was the story. So...
Wait, he didn't even try? And he wasn't interested in her? Okay. I mean, okay. I thought he would at least try to...
See, I mean, the thing about MTR that a lot of folks don't understand is that when he was in his old when he was starting up and doing his first videos, he would just invite women over to his crib. They would do the videos based on whatever content, and he would gather the information about how they respond and how they replied about all of this stuff that he was showing them. Which a lot of it was red pill content, and then the converse of that, which is how women were replying or responding to whatever the hell the outside world stimulus was. So, women out there acting a fool, talking about men ain't doing this and men ain't doing that, and then he would do the red pill version of it and show them what was up, and then get their reaction to that. So more than likely, he saw this as and Melly at the time was probably one of his biggest collaborators because she had her own platform as well at the same time. So more than likely, he just saw this as a business jump off. Like, I can use her to double my viewership because she has a platform, she has fans, and we can put this together and we can make both of us have a whole bunch of fans. He probably just took it as that. He's from the business, the corporate world, so more than likely, he probably thought in his head, "Nah, I ain't finna try every chick that I come and work with," you know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna put a stain on my image the workplace, you know what I'm saying? So he probably never even did try. I mean, I do stuff like that all the time. I'm not gonna try anybody I work with because, I mean, what is it gonna help?
Cracking, she's saying that he wasn't interested. That's interesting. All right, let's continue this. My bad.
Yoli's trying to act like there's more. There is more. And I'm like, what is the more? Because you were trying to hint me into like, say that other part.
I'm just saying.
I forgot. I told him the whole story, but then I forgot that part. So why me and him fell out was pretty much, so we went on the vacation. It was okay. It was cool. And then so we did content, and then we're on our way to the airport, and I see that he works with people who post stuff for him. So he does the content, he has people posting for him. So he has a picture, he has a thumbnail, and on the thumbnail, so it's me and him because we did a video together, we're in the pool, having fun. And then on the thumbnail, it says, MTR got hacked active with Melly in the tropics or whatever. So I felt like, okay, I know the game, it's YouTube, we're gonna clickbait shit. But I felt like, don't use me to act like you cracked, because that wasn't the case. And I kind of like felt offended. So I was like, maybe, we're YouTubers, so he's like, oh, she won't care. So he posted it. So then we're at the airport, and I'm seeing the thing comes up on my phone. I'm on YouTube, and it shows up. So I'm like, wait, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I'm in a bikini too. He's behind me, like no shirt in the pool. So it's fine. But he said, MTR got active. I got active with Melly Monaco. What? So I didn't like it. So I give him the benefit of the doubt. So
Another thing, man, his catchphrase is "Let's get active." He says that at the beginning, before he starts up all those videos, he does this little beginning monologue, and then he says, "And then I digress. Let's get active," and he starts the video or whatever content he's actually going to talk about. He does that most of the time. I don't know if he still does it now. I haven't paid attention enough to know because if it's something that you've seen for years on end, and then now you watch his videos, you probably wouldn't even pay attention to the fact that he says that before he starts talking. But I'm pretty sure he does. That's what he does. That's what he says. That was his little catchphrase.
I go and read the comments, and I'm seeing that he's liking some of the comments. So I'm like, fine, it's your page, you're liking comments. But then I was thinking, maybe you're just seeing if I am okay with it, and if I'm going to say something, and if I don't say something, then you keep it up. But I was like,
Augment Code is the best AI coding tool for professional software engineers. They've put a lot of time and effort making a real-time index for your code base and optimizing it to make it super fast for code bases over 100 million lines. They have amazing integrations with all the popular tools, and you can also install other MCPs for anything else you need. They were one of the first tools to deploy production-ready remote agents that can work in parallel in the background while you do other things. They have a free tier, and you can also try their pro tier for 14 days.
I told him I don't like it.
See,
because
let
you're
you know I'm
implying
tired as
something.
fuck.
I invited you on my vacation, and now I kind of like feel used and disrespected. So can you change the thumbnail? And then he said, oh, I didn't even see the thumbnail. I'm like, motherfucker, you saw the thumbnail because you're in the comments liking shit. So I know you saw it.
That's not necessarily true. There is the YouTube Studio app where they send you notifications outside of YouTube. So a lot of times I don't see my thumbnail either. I don't actually see what they're commenting on. I just see that they commented on a video that I had. And you can like and comment from YouTube Studio app without having anything to do with looking at that the thumbnail or the video at all.
So
That's not
I told him,
entirely true.
You know you're implying shit. I don't think that's respectful to me. Can you take it down? He refused to take it down. And then, it was like, kind of like because we're seeing that in Jamaica's airport. So now we still have to travel together. And it's like, I'm kind of like livid. I'm like, this motherfucker really won't take something down when I'm kind of like thinking I'm his friend. And you won't take something that I feel offended by. Like, you can just change it. You can keep the picture because I get the picture, but change what you wrote because you're implying some shit that didn't happen.
Well, maybe he cracked and that's why he kept it up.
Shut the fuck up. He didn't fucking crack. So then we're on the plane, but we sat in different seats because we didn't book the tickets at the same time and shit. So he's on one side, I'm on another. And then we had a stop. So I think the stop was in Miami. So we had to get our luggage. And then he, I think I couldn't find him for like the longest. And I was like, what the fuck? And then we got on the next plane. Oh, so then he has so we got to go through, how do you call it? Security. But since I'm not a citizen, I have to go through the long line. He goes through global entry. And then he goes fast. So I'm not expecting him to wait for me in the big ass line. So then we get on the next plane. I don't see him going in. I don't like nothing. So I'm pretty sure he made it. And then we finally get to Atlanta because I think I was coming out of Atlanta. And then he was just like, oh, you're here. Never checked on me really. Just, I don't know. For somebody you just went on a vacation with, it's really not the behavior that I was expecting. But I could understand, like, he wasn't comfortable because I told him I don't like something he did and he refused to take it down. So that's why I don't really fuck with him. That's the main story. So it wasn't about he cracked and I was like, oh, he cracked and left me. It wasn't that. It was really...
I mean, motherfucker cracked and then tried to go shoot in the airport.
You're fucking stupid. Why they're joking on me? I swear.
All right, let's peel this back. Gilbert is an asshole. Gilbert is an asshole. So let's talk about, do we think Gil believes this shit as far as, whether or not they had sex or not, does Gil believe that shit? I think Gil is one of the people that he tries to probably sit within the uncomfortable truths, even if they're not truths. But he may be someone that wants to expect the worst, but still be happy in it, so he's never embarrassed, But if she had a life before you, she had a life before you. Like, you might as well get comfortable with the possibility that he did smash before you find something out later, right? I don't know, because going on vacation, she invited him on a vacation, so it seemed like she was interested in some way, And if you are inviting someone on a vacation with you as a content creator, man and female, y'all make dating content, people are going to assume that you guys are dating. Like, that's for sure. So I would expect that they would have played upon that possibility of them dating in the first place. I thought that was a thing. I thought that was the purpose of them doing the content together, unless they were truly trying to possibly date. I don't know, but she posted the blog, she got back. I don't know, when did she post? This blog was on one of her channels. I don't know if she posted the blog once they finally got back home or whatever. I don't fucking know. Let me see the date, because I want to see how mad was she. This is posted April 14, 2023. When did he post this video? Melly Monaco takes strokes from MTR. See, they were posting content, and this is, when was this? January 2022. She was okay with this title. Manny Monaco takes strokes from MTR. You was okay with this title.
Oh, yeah, you like that shit, Melly? You sit down, girl. You like that shit? Sit down. You like that?
He's drunk. You guys
ain't no one drunk. Ain't no one drunk.
Okay, so she was okay with that title because that's wild. That's very wild. Melly Monaco takes strokes from MTR and then he playfully giving a stroke. So he says he got active with her. Him getting active, that's his catchphrase. Before he starts videos or starts some at top, he says, let's get active. That's his thing. So him getting active as far as like maybe IRL content, him active diving and doing things outside, maybe you know, that's what it is. But that's much more nicer than Melly Monaco takes strokes from MTR. But if he was liking comments that alluded to them having sex or something, I don't know. But the flirtatious nature was there. Here it goes right here. The real MTR gets active with Melly Monaco in the tropics. He posted his video April 4th, and she posted her video April 14th. Now I'm scrolling through the video, I'm scanning through. He's featured heavily in his video that's posted after she was upset. 10 days after. She wasn't upset enough to not post,
post the video. Exactly.
And not have the flirtatious looking content where she's being tossed in the water by him and stuff.
Right.
Like all that's in there. You know, horse playing around. All this was good enough. I know he's a popular content creator. Probably the biggest content creator at a point in time that she was doing content with before she met Gil. So the look was good for her. She wanted to capitalize off that shit regardless. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And another title, MTR can't handle the hit with Melly Monaco in Jamaica. She posted 2 videos about the trip. So, man, I don't know. I can't call her. She said she was uncomfortable with the title. She was uncomfortable with the title. I don't give a damn. I don't know how uncomfortable she was because she posted videos, a couple of videos with dude in it past the point that she said that she was not cool with him no more, you know? So still want to, I guess, make money off the trip. That is how you could, you know, write it off on your taxes too once you post content about trips and stuff like that. But hey, dog. All right, so I guess this the comment she's talking about that he liked, saying, we know you're getting active, MTR. We saw the title and thumbnail. It was time to get active. And you see he liked that right there. That's she ain't like that, I see. Because the title and the thumbnail can be one thing, and they implying sex for sure. But it is tongue-in-cheek, dog, and bruh, it's like, at a point in time, I guess our homie trying to like evaluate whether or not the relationship is worth keeping, the friendship is worth keeping at that point. Of, you know, bruh seemed like he cared much more to deliver quality content to his subscribers, regardless than maintaining that friendship or whatever that was. It was worth the risk of losing. And that decision is his to make. So I'll be interested in hearing what he may have to say about this if he does address it. I know I did see that he was on live, but I think he's talking about something totally different. But look, he made his decision. She made her decision on how to move based on his actions. She moved on, you know, posted little videos, got what she wanted out of the situation and moved on. It's crazy when you think of it, like whether he smashed or not, just the thought of it and doing the content was good enough for him. And if this right here is the worst news that comes after a fallout, oh fucking well, at least seeing him getting accused of doing any nefarious shit like, you know, what other dudes get accused of. It seemed like homie ain't touch her at all. So smart on his part as far as that right there, because obviously she is a woman that will come and say, look, this happened to me with this person, blah, 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 blah. I think this could have been moved on from with no problem, you know? It didn't work out with y'all too. You're married now.
Appreciate that follow.
About this other dude.
Appreciate the follow.
But content is content. Gilbert's messy. He's an asshole. So that's how he arrived right here. But she's entitled to her opinion and entitled to feel how she felt at that point in time. I just found certain things interesting, but she's entitled to feel how she felt about that. Because nobody want a body on their name, right? Nobody want a body on their name. But I ain't gonna lie. It was implied already once you fly the nigga out to come on a trip with you. That's already implied in my opinion. That body chalked up. Even your husband, in the back of your mind, your husband think you got crack. You still got married. It is what it is. Y'all let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below. I'm gonna get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.
2026, and this is a big deal. I'll tell you, I was so happy
Trump
to get it.
was right about everything. Look at that hat.
26 FIFA World Cup.
That's crazy.
It's going to be the World Cup as we know it. It's the biggest, probably the biggest event in sports, I guess, Johnny, right?
Yeah.
On December 5th of this year, the 2026 FIFA World Cup draw will take place at the Kennedy Center. Some people refer to it as the Trump Kennedy Center, but we're not prepared to do that quite yet, maybe in a week or so. But right here in Washington, D.C., it's a tremendous honor to bring the global event and this incredible group of people and these unbelievable athletes, the best athletes in the world, to the cultural center of our nation's capital. I just left the Kennedy Center. We're spending a lot of money wisely on making it really beautiful. It's going to be beautiful again. It's like Washington, D.C. We had, by the way, in Washington, D.C., we have the lowest crime numbers they've had in years. Zero, it sounds like it's a horrible thing to say, but I might as well say it. Zero murders in the last week since we've done this. That's the first time in memory that that's happened. If you can believe it, how pathetic that is to have to even say it. And I'm tired of listening to these people say how safe it was before we got here. It was unsafe. It was horrible. And Mayor Bowser better get her act straight or she won't be mayor very long because we'll take it over with the federal government, run it like it's supposed to be run. The numbers were horrible. It was a crime-infested rat hole, and they do have a lot of rats. We're getting rid of them too, and we've made a lot of progress.
Do that to New York so I can go back.
Extremely unsafe, and now it's extremely safe. We had virtually no crime. The number was down 87%, and I'm trying to figure out where was the 13% because I don't think it existed. The National Guard has been unbelievable, and they're working with the police. And they have some very good people in there. They have some people that shouldn't be police, actually, but they have some great people there. And the Washington, D.C. is a whole different place. And Johnny, I'm sure you'll be happy to hear that too, actually.
Oh, yes.
But it's a whole different place. People are excited again. They're going out to restaurants again. That was the other thing I saw numbers. That restaurant business is down in the last week. No. Restaurant business, you can't get into a restaurant. Just really lying people. And that's why people don't understand how bad and how dishonest the press is. I saw one poll that had us at 19% favorable on what we're doing with Washington. Then I saw another one that says it's 94% favorable. And I can tell you the 94% is correct. The others are fake, just fake news. They got to get their act together. So bad for our country, so sick, actually. So Washington, D.C. is really doing unbelievably well. And the Kennedy Center that we're fixing, I was just there all morning with contractors. We're making it unbelievable. It's going to be unbelievable. It's got great bones, but it needs a lot of work. The World Cup draw will set up the group stage of competition. 48 teams will play in 104 games across 16 North American cities from Seattle to Vancouver to Atlanta to Miami. It's going to be so exciting for our country. The 2026 FIFA World Cup will be one of the largest and most complex events. This will be one of the greatest events, one of the largest. In a way, it's like Johnny said it better. It's like having many Super Bowls in a short period of time. Because each one of these games essentially is a Super Bowl. Some of them are bigger than Super Bowls, actually. But they're essentially, each one of these games is like a Super Bowl. The 2026 FIFA World Cup will be the largest, most complex set of events in sports history. And the Kennedy Center will give it a phenomenal kickoff, and we'll be involved, and they'll be working over there for quite a bit of time. We have it all set that they can stay there for the big events, the big press conferences and everything else. And they'll be in a very safe capital. That'll be nice. You don't have to worry about walking down the street, Johnny, okay? But you could handle yourself.
I could.
Okay. Already, FIFA is projecting 6 million loyal fans will attend the World Cup events next year, and 6 billion more are going to be watching back home. And they think the $6 billion number is going to be actually a low number. And this will drive more than $30 billion into the U.S. economy and create 185,000 American jobs in a short period of time, too. No sporting event attracts more attention, more fans, more viewers, or more revenue than the FIFA World Cup. And again, I'll just say it's the World Cup, and it's the biggest thing there is in sports, and we have it. And I got it in my first administration, and I was really somewhat devastated, as devastated as I can be. I don't have time to get too devastated. I was very happy that today, as you saw, the group that does this, a government group, radical left group, announced that Trump was right took in $4 trillion worth of tariffs. At the $4 trillion are going to reduce the deficit by numbers far greater than they ever expected or heard of. And by the way, the stock market went up 1,000 points. That was as of 10 minutes ago. I can't tell you what happened. A lot of things happened. But the stock market's up almost 1,000 points. And it's basically on the news that the release that just came out from government that the tariffs that everybody was talking about, that the whole world respects us for because of what we did. The tariffs are going to be at $4 trillion. They're going to reduce the deficit by $4 trillion, Mr. Vice President. What do you think?
Sir.
Too bad it's not 5, right?
That's right.
It's had a huge impact, and the stock market is way up. But this will drive more than $30 billion in U.S. economy and create 185,000 American jobs. No sporting event attracts more attention or more fans or anything else. And I just look forward to the draw. So we're going to have the draw, essentially, Johnny, at the Kennedy Center. Yeah. And by that time, it'll be in even better shape. We're working on it. It's about a year project to make it. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. You see the way this is looking? Look, nice. I can't tell you how much that gold costs, a lot of money. There's nothing like gold and there's nothing like solid gold, but this beautiful office needed it. It had to be representative. When we took it over, it was dirty, not clean. I immediately changed the chair and had this beautiful desk renovated, brought out by the White House. People that do this, they did a great job. We sent it out. We have a craftsman who's great. But this was not appropriate for the Oval Office when I took over. And now you look at all those paintings you're allowed to turn back. All of these are great presidents, and they were all in the vaults. They were in vaults for some cases much more than 100 years. And now they're proudly hanging on the Oval Office walls. And I can't imagine anybody changing it. But they were buried in vaults for over 100 years, many of them. So it's very exciting. People come in, they really love it. They love what we're doing here. They love what we're doing in D.C., and they love what we're doing, most importantly, in the country and the world. I'd like to ask Johnny to say a few words. He's the head of the whole thing. He's been there for a long time, probably the most respected man in sports. He's amazing, actually. Works very hard, and he's got the biggest event in the world coming right here to the United States. And we did a little for Canada. We did a little for Mexico. We thought, see, I'm a good citizen. I said, let them have a little piece. So we gave a little to Canada. See how nice I am? And we gave a little bit to Mexico. And Johnny, please say a few words.
Thank you, President. Great honor for me to be here with you today, President, Vice President, Excellencies. Fantastic to announce what you said, which is the final draw of the FIFA World Cup on the 5th of December here in the capital, in the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. at 12 noon sharp. It will be broadcast live all over the world. 1 billion viewers will watch it, and it will determine, of course, the match schedule, which 48 participating teams will play. You said it, 104 matches in 1 month, 104 Super Bowls. It's not just the biggest, the greatest event, not just a sports event, it's a social event as well, with a lot of emotion. We are uniting the world, Mr. President, uniting the world here in America, and we are very proud of that. And those teams, those national teams who will come here to participate in this draw with their coaches, with their presidents, they will all be proud to be part of writing this history. And that's why we brought as well this, which is the winner's trophy. It is the trophy that the winner of the FIFA World Cup wins. Only the FIFA presidents of countries, and then those who win can touch it, because it's for winners only. And since you are a winner, of course, you can as well touch it. It's pretty heavy. Yeah. It's the winner trophy. The last one who lifted that is Lionel Messi of Argentina. And here it is in the Oval Office in the White House.
Can I keep it?
What do you? Well, you can keep it.
We're not giving it back. We're not giving it back. That's serious.
It fits well.
That goes very well on the wall right over there. We'll put it right below the angels.
It fits well here.
That's beautiful. Yeah,
you can keep it until we have to give it to the next winner.
That's fine. That's a beautiful piece of gold, I will say. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So 6 billion viewers for the World Cup, 6 million coming to the matches, 30 billion economic impact, 185,000 jobs. This will be absolutely fantastic. The biggest event ever, and everything will start here in Washington, D.C. at the Kennedy Center, or the Trump Kennedy Center. You'll see that how it will be called on the 5th of September at noon sharp. 5th of December, noon sharp. Then, if I may...
Will they be doing most of the draws, all of the draws at the Kennedy? Well, how are you going to do that?
Yes, we'll do that at the Kennedy Center. We'll do all the other meetings around it with the coaches, with the broadcasters, with the sponsors, everything at the Kennedy Center. The whole World Cup starts, and everyone will be happy because everyone has qualified for the World Cup, and they didn't yet play a game, so they didn't lose yet the game. So they all think they can become world champion, right?
They'll all be happy.
Exactly. Now,
by the way, an example, supposing we had a week ago when everybody was being killed and mugged and everything else, despite the phony numbers that were given out, that it was getting better. Brian, do you believe it was getting better or getting worse?
Oh, the crime was getting worse. I mean, I was robbed. It was getting worse. Yeah.
How did the other guy come out?
He came out with a briefcase.
Robert
1, Brian 0.
No, but can you imagine you do this and then you start hearing that they had a 20-year reduction of crime. It's worse. It was worse during the Biden administration than anybody's ever imagined possible. And I guarantee you, he wouldn't be here if those numbers continued. But now we have total safety. We have total security. And for the border, in 3 months, 0 people. These are done by liberal people that do these charts. 0 people came through our border in the last 90 days. Can you believe it? Last year, we had millions of people coming in.
When you've got smoke-free satisfaction, you've got the freedom to do things your way. Get $20 off 5 cans of Zyn when you take the Zyn 10 Challenge. Try it for 10 days. Smoke-free.
And they came in from the wrong locations. They came in they came in, a lot of people that shouldn't be here. So now when we have this event in December, it's going to be very safe. Johnny, you can walk down the street with your beautiful wife.
Yeah.
You can take her to dinner if you can get a reservation, which I doubt.
They're all full, the restaurants.
I know. They're all full. I heard that too. The restaurants the restaurants, since we are doing this, are doing great. And many new restaurants are going to open because, as you know, many closed. Many restaurants closed because the crime was so bad. This will be one of the safest places anywhere on earth. So, I really am honored that the National Guard has done such an incredible job working with the police. And we haven't had to bring in the regular military, which we're willing to do. We have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location. We'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Okay. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one. But they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago. Please. I did great with the black vote, as you know, and they want something to happen. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York, and we're going to help with, and I think a lot of these people that you see on television, they're including the people in this audience. They'll say bad things about me, and then they'll say, thank God he's here, because half of them got mugged, and they don't want to get mugged again. But they work for they work for stupid people at a radical left, and they're made to do things and say things that they don't want to be saying. But the people right here are all happy because you're not going to be mugged in Washington, D.C. anymore. I just want to say Johnny's been my friend for a long time. He's an incredible guy, and we will lay out the red carpet. Andrew, you're going to be fantastic. Rick is going to be everything Rick ever touched has always worked out, and he's working with me on the Kennedy Center. And his very good friend was an actor on Broadway for 5 years, right? And I assume he's helping us a little bit, right?
Yes.
And Andrew, you're all excited about it?
Absolutely.
Would you like to say something?
This is a great opportunity, Mr. President, to show off the first 250 years of the United States of America, the greatness and then the hope and promise of the next 250 years. When you think this World Cup is going to be over our 250th birthday, Mr. President, your leadership, obviously, with FIFA leading the way, this is the largest sporting event in the history of the world under the Trump administration. So very excited.
I just want to say one thing. Andrew Giuliani, so his father is Rudy, the greatest mayor in the history of New York, I think by far. He took a ravaged city, a city that was really under siege. Probably most people thought it was going to survive. He turned it around. He was a great, great mayor. And then they treated him very, very unfairly. You go back and tell your father all of the things that have come out over the last couple of months through Tulsi and through all of the people, Cash, everybody. They've proven your father 100% correct. His father was treated so unfairly. Your father has been 100% correct. And tell him we all love him, okay?
Thank you, Mr. President.
He's been amazing. What he had to go through was very, very unfair, nasty. These are bad people. Mr. Vice President, would you like to say something?
Well, sure, Mr. President. Thank you. And thanks, Johnny, for being here. We're very thrilled about the World Cup. Just to echo something the president said about crime in Washington, D.C., this is the national capital of the greatest nation in the world. And we had murder rates just a few weeks ago that rivaled some of the worst third world cities anywhere, even in very, very poor regions of the world. Why did we accept that? Why did we allow it to happen? We allowed it to happen because we had broken leadership in Washington, D.C., and unfortunately sitting behind the Resolute desk. What we have shown in just under 2 weeks of taking law enforcement seriously is that the American people can have their streets back if their leadership is willing to put in the time and the resources. Mr. President, you've shown in Washington, D.C. that we can have safe streets again. We've just got to have the political willpower to focus on the bad guys and to give the American people back their communities. We are focused on doing that thanks to the president's leadership.
Thank you. And that's a really very small percentage. It's 2%, 3%, but that 2% and 3% wreaks just havoc throughout a community. People are petrified. And I notice a couple of the women in the back are shaking their head, yes, yes, yes. I won't report who you are because you'll end up losing your jobs, but it's true. It's amazing. And the police, and you look at the DC National Guard, I saw pictures of them last night getting off vans and all, and I saw some bad ones running, but they're not running so much anymore. They're not there. They're just not even, they're not even trying. You're totally safe. Now there'll be something happening sometime. I don't know. Maybe it won't be for a long time, but this was every night would get reports of people being mugged and killed. There's one woman on television last night. She had a badly busted up nose. And she said, well, I like our streets the way they used to be. And she thinks it's going to happen like by doing nothing. And they said, what happened to your nose? She got slugged by a guy walking down the street, slugged. Her nose will never be the same, I guarantee you, unless it takes a pretty good turn. She wasn't really for us. But she sort of said, well, maybe something has to happen before this happened to me. She got whacked. And I don't think she'll ever be the same. She was a half a Trump fan, a woman that would have never been a Trump fan, but she was hit hard. It's not going to happen anymore. Not going to happen anymore. But then we're going to beautify the city too. That's where I was today at Kennedy Center, and we're going to beautify the city like it hasn't. And we're working with Clark Construction, the biggest construction company in Chicago, and in Chicago and Washington. And the head of Clark is great. He's all over the world, actually. But Washington, I would say, is their home. That's where they do the best work, the biggest work. And they've been doing a fantastic job. So you're going to have a fantastic, clean, beautiful place. It's going to be better than it ever was before, literally better than it ever was before. We'll get it done very quickly. And I want to thank Clark because they're doing a lot of work in a lot of different locations. But they've been fantastic for getting us the right contractors and the people that can really do the job right. And Johnny, did you want to say something?
Yes, one more thing, because as you rightly say, with security and beautifying cities and the whole country, we want people to come and enjoy and have fun. And that's why this is not just the most iconic trophy in the world of sport. But we start on the 10th of September, the sale of tickets for the FIFA World Cup. And we have the first ticket here for the final. For you.
That's
cool. It's, of course, row 1, seed 1. It's ticket number 4547. And it's for the final in New York, New Jersey. And so you have your ticket already for the final. All the others, 10th of September.
If you get stuck on a melody, or if you just feel like you can't get a song started, Output's co-producer is very dope. They make it much easier for
Start getting your tickets.
That's beautiful, yeah.
6.5, 7 million tickets. Fans will enjoy the security here. Will be fantastic.
You're going to do record business, I think.
100%.
Christy, would you like to say something?
Yeah, Mr. President, millions of people will come to this country, and we'll make sure they get their travel documents, their visas, that they want to come here and spend their money and enjoy this sporting event. It'll be the largest event in the world. And sir, you're reminding me of something that my dad used to say all the time when I was growing up. He would say, Christy, you kids need to look like you respect yourself before anybody's going to respect you. And in this country, when people look at our streets, when they look at our capital, you're bringing respect back to this city. And people will respect our country more because it's safe, it's clean, it's beautiful. And what you're doing is transforming this nation by making sure that our laws are upheld. And millions of people are going to come and be able to enjoy it next year. And I'm excited about that. Thank you for doing that.
Well, our country is respected again. And a year ago, we had a dead country. I'm telling you, it was a dead country. It was a country that had lost its way. It was a country that was going to fail. Look, even today, where they say $4 trillion in reductions of deficits. And this was totally unexpected. They didn't expect it. I mean, I don't know where they've been, the people that do this stuff, but it's terrible. I want to thank Christy for another reason. I said to her 2 weeks ago, I said, Christy, do me a favor. I built hundreds of miles of wall. I built the same wall that the Border Patrol asked me to build. It wasn't my first choice. I wanted to do concrete plank and everything nice. You wouldn't have been able to see through it. So I had Border Patrol in, and they tested everything else. And we gave them steel wall, high-grade steel, very hard to cut. And we gave inside that is 9,000-pound concrete, which is a very tough concrete. Inside that is rebar, a big, fat piece of rebar. So you have all different materials that are very hard to cut, and you need different instruments to cut each one. And I said, Christy, we got to get a coat of paint on it. And I didn't know she was listening, but I said, we got to get a coat of paint, and it should be black, because black makes the steel very hot. It's untouchable. You could fry an egg on it. And if you got a good black, flat paint, it would look beautiful. It will preserve it from rust. And that was it. And I gave it to her along with 30 other things. And she's done such a good job on the border with Tom Holman and the group.
Just holding
Tom
this
Holman's
motherfucker up.
a fantastic guy, what the job he does and the way they work together. So I turned on last night and I see Christie's painting the wall. And it looked beautiful, by the way, when that paint went over there.
And it's hot.
It's hot.
Yes.
It's hot. If it's white, it's not hot. If it's black, it's going to be very hard to climb that sucker. It's not going to be easy. But it's black and a high quality black. You know, it really looked good.
Yeah, we got
Is
the
that going to
paint
be a
you told us
2-coat
to.
job or a 1
No,
coat?
just 1 coat.
1 coat.
We used the paint you told me to buy.
Yep. The 2-coat will take place in 3 years from now. Right? We'll do the 2nd coat. But it looks beautiful. But thank you very much. I didn't know you were listening to that, because we talked about 7 different subjects. And all of a sudden I see her out there painting with a lot of painters and everything else. But it was a beautiful thing to say. Would you like to say something? You've been such a big part of this. Please.
We're just, Mr. President, we're delighted to be here today for this announcement, but we're also looking forward to having you at the final.
Oh, yes.
On July
Oh, yes.
19th
No, we'll be
in New
there.
York, New Jersey.
We're going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there.
A lot.
I'd like to thank you all. Do you have any questions on FIFA, first of all?
All right, that's enough. So we got the general idea of what was going on. So essentially, Trump announced FIFA and the World Cup, and it's going to
It's
be
nothing
major.
like a jet
It's
to
like
holiday.
1,000 Super Bowls. Maybe they should get Drake to perform at some of them. I know that that's going to upset some of y'all, but we'll get there. We'll get there. In addition to that, Trump is basically touting and announcing, and he never. Let me say this. First of all, this was the greatest advertisement ever for FIFA World Cup. And the reason that it was great is because It gave them an opportunity for free. They didn't have to run any ads. They didn't run any TikTok ads. They allowed for Trump to benefit from the announcement while at the same time promoting the event and saying when the event was going to go on sale. That is marketing 101. Marketing 101, to be able to come on here an announcement while at the same time saying this is when tickets going on sale. It's going to be the biggest event. Look how we cleaned up the cities. Everything played out exactly how it was supposed to play out from a marketing perspective. Even having this little ticket thing come up and to be revealed to the people is dope. It's absolutely dope. So that's number one. Number two, the biggest thing that I took away from this was the fact that he said that he was coming to Chicago. Woo! I know Brandon Johnson is in shambles right now. I know that he's probably losing his shit. I know that mohawk, he probably done already started stressing out. That mohawk is coming out of his head. He's so angry and upset. And, you know, honestly, I think that it was good that we suffered over the last 4 years. It was great that we suffered over the last 4 years. Man, look, if we didn't get Trump, or let me revise that. If we got Trump over the last 4 years, we would not have appreciated him. Because we had to experience how good he was in 2016. And then we had to suffer so that we can appreciate what it is that we're dealing with right now. We had to, and Trump had to learn. He learned a lot. He observed, and boy, did he set the stage and start putting together his team way before he ever became president. If we had got Trump in 2021, 22, 23, and 24, nobody would be able to appreciate it because we wouldn't have anything to compare it against. You know, people have short memories. They had almost forgot that we had a migrant crisis until they started bringing it up in the 2024 election. And so the fact that we now have this, it speaks volumes because we now can look back and say, man, look at this. Look at how bad that was. Look at how bad of a job. The last administration wasn't even visible. See, you said you voted for Biden and Biden made you want Trump. Bro, we didn't even see Kamala Harris. People were asking, and I was doing live streams because I was mining it out, and it was reports that was coming out of the White House saying that she was difficult to work with and all of her staffers was quitting and stuff like that. We didn't even see her until it was time to start. We seen her twice. We seen Kamala Harris when she went over to Ghana to advocate for the LGBTQ and the alphabet community. She was over there bullying them. And we seen Kamala Harris when she decided that she wanted to run for president. That's it. We never seen Biden. We never seen Kamala. Every time we seen Biden, he was falling up the steps. He was getting lost in jungles. We probably, bro, if it wasn't for Bush and Bill Clinton doing a number on the economy, Bill Clinton and the first Bush and Bill Clinton set it up. And they sold off America and they gave off all of our manufacturers and they created NAFTA and they created the housing crisis and they gave the alley-oop, right? The first Bush was Stockton. Bounce pass. The Bill Clinton, he gave the alley-oop. You know what I'm saying? He was Isaiah Thomas, all-star team. Threw the alley-oop. And they both walked so third Bush could run. And they just caught the ball and Shaquille O'Neal and just dunked it on the economy and broke everything. Broke everything. The first two, the first Bush and Clinton, they set it up and they set all of the stage. And they took all of the gold and all of the accolades because everybody tried to act like the economy was so great. And what all they did was this. They sold it off for a short profit, made our boomer and Generation X parents and grandparents seem like they was doing well, and then they set it up so that we could just completely destroy the entire economy with the second Bush. Second Bush dunked it. Obama came in looking like the savior. That's how he was able to push through the alphabet community agenda. Trump finally comes in and starts fixing things. Biden comes in and then just shows how great Trump is by breaking everything. And then Trump is set up so that he can become the greatest president in our lifetime. That's the chain of events of how it played out. If it wasn't for the Bush and the Clintons showing how bad they were as presidents, we would be saying Biden is the worst president of all time. We would be saying that Biden is the worst. Biden, Kamala Harris was the worst of all time. That's what we would be saying. And the comeback story is so great, right? Because for the 4 years that they were in office, they did every single thing that they could to try to prevent him from becoming successful. I know that they just threw out the $500 million verdict. I just did a reaction video to that yesterday. They sent Letitia James. They sent the prosecutors in Florida. They sent Fani Willis in Georgia and Fulton County. They tried to remove him off of ballots. They tried to sue him. They tried to do everything. But what God has deemed to happen, and this is why I am so fervent in what I believe and what I stand on, there is nothing and no one that can get in your way when it is time. They opened up the borders. They let all of the migrants in. They let crime run rampant. They just completely destroyed the economy. Inflation was at 10%. You can't get any worse than that. They tried to impeach him. They tried to do everything. And through it all, here we are. Stock market booming. If y'all not a part of Stock Club and the Patreon, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Stock market is booming. Borders is safe. Black people in cities now can walk down the street and be able to enjoy themselves and play outside without having to worry about getting caught with a stray bullet. Culture is changing to where we're now championing traditional families. Men can't go in women's bathrooms. People can't go in certain sports. Men can't play in women's sports. And we don't have to worry about diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's now merit-based, so everybody got to get it how they live. You can't, and this is only we ain't even a year in. They tried to assassinate him. We not even a year in. We about to stop the Russia-Ukraine war. We ain't got to worry about it. When Iran and went away, they shutting up. They being quiet.
All right.
What more do you want from him? He's done more in less than a year than Biden has done in his entire presidency. What more do you want from him? What more do you want? What more do you want? Greatest president of our lifetime, by far, without a doubt. Maybe at the end of the 4 years, we might be talking about the greatest of all time. Maybe the greatest of all time. And nobody cared about the Congo. Nobody cared about Congo. Nobody cared about Sudan. Nobody cared about putting a bounty on barbecue over there. Kamala Harris, Biden, they never mentioned it. They never mentioned it. They never even said that it was a problem over in Haiti in the first place. People over in the Dominican Republic like, hey, what's happening? Well, y'all trying to come over here? They ain't said nothing about none of that. Nothing about none of that. Listen, bro. All of these people that was hating on Trump, the worst thing about black people is that we're prideful. We are prideful people. That's why we losing so much, because we don't want to admit when we was wrong. Think about it. 92% of our sisters, 92% of our sisters voted for Kamala Harris. What in the hell was y'all trying to do to us? They literally just wanted to run the country into the ground. 92% of black women said, you know what? We're going to go with this dingbat that is usually drunk, and we're going to vote for Kamala Harris. Do you understand what y'all was trying to do to us? That's why I don't trust a woman's judgment. I am never, ever going to rely on a woman to do anything for me, because after what I was witnessing and after what the people tried to do to us and tried to get us to suffer through, I said, nope. Don't y'all realize we just dealt with a micro crisis? Don't y'all realize that we was just at 10, 12% inflation?
Spin your passion into a business with Shopify and break sales records with the world's best converting checkout. Your customers can check out everywhere. Any way you spin it, you can be a smash hit with Shopify.
Salute to the MABW team. I'm back
We're
with
gonna
another
slide
video.
out after this video. I ain't even gonna flex
To the
y'all,
bros
man.
out there, let me tell you something right now.
I need to take a quick nap before I go to
This
work.
right here, okay?
Mom, my
This
shit
is what
is a
happens
little
to
taxed.
goofballs when they don't have that strong male presence in their life, okay? This is what happens. You gotta pander. The only way you know how to get women is by speaking their language, telling them that you're gonna give them or do anything for. This is the only way that you can get attention from women, is by pandering instead of telling the truth. You gotta tell the truth sometimes. That's my biggest point when I do these videos. Had nothing to do with being a misogynist, had nothing to do with not liking women. My whole thing is holding people accountable. Women, sometimes they gotta be held accountable and know what they're doing is not being tolerated. And that's why men, unfortunately, aren't dating them this day and age. Now, what I talk about, it doesn't apply to all women out there, okay? Respectfully. But if it triggers you, obviously it may. I'm not saying it does, but it may apply to you in some way, okay? But once again, to the bros out there, this is what happens when you don't have a strong male presence in your life. It doesn't have to be your father, just a strong male presence. It could be possibly an uncle in your life, a brother, somebody that's a dominant male figure. If you don't have somebody like that in your life, this is how you will turn out. Let's get right into the damn video.
Down, you just slow down, just live your life. These old heads prove me right every single time. Give me the wife. Give me the wife. Slim Thug, Shaquille O'Neal, Shannon Sharp. They just some old losers. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was reading a book or listening to a podcast, I can't remember, but it was just talking about some things that you don't want to be as a man. One of the things you don't want to do is just chase women your whole life. Being a womanizer, that should never, ever add up to being anything that's taking you away from your family and family time, is taking away from the natural joy of your life, the natural wealth in life and living, making life worth living, chasing money your whole life. That makes life not worth living. Who are you getting all this money to spend it with if it's not family? You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a womanizer, you chase women your whole life. What you enjoy? Are you just trying to prove to other men that you are the best predator? I don't understand. This ain't.
First and foremost, let me square you away, you fucking dork. Men don't gotta chase women.
Fucking dork.
The men you just named off, guess what? I'm pretty sure for the most part, women are chasing them because guess what? They have money. Who's the real predator out here? I'm about to take them to school. Don't worry about it. I got this, MABW team. I got this. Who's the real predator out there? This goes for the people that try to only get with people because they have money. They don't really like them. They have no care about them in the world. This is for the people out there that want people to make six figures when they don't make six figures. This is for the people out there that pretty much want somebody to pay 100% of the bills and they don't want to pay any of the bills. This is for the people out there that are pretty much breaking up happy homes to satisfy their own happy. Somebody out there fucking talk to me. Who's out there? Who out there doing that? You want the wife. That's what you're claiming to your boy MABW. You want a wife. So you do know that 80% of women, this is a stat that everybody should know by now. You do know, sir, that 80% of women initiate divorce first, right? And you do know that for the most part it's for a bullshit reason, right? You know they like to take away from you, right? If you want to give away your money so bad, you can go find a wife and give away your money ASAP. Go make it happen, Catton. Go make it happen. See, this is what happens when you don't have a man talking to you. This is what happens when you possibly, I'm not saying this always apply to women, but this is what happens when you grow up around a bunch of women. Unfortunately. Now, all women won't talk to their sons like this. Doesn't apply to all of you out there, but some women will. And this is what your sons turn out to be right here. Pandering simps. Let's continue with the damn video.
This ain't the jungle. It really be baffling to me. Like, Shaq, if you really was concentrated on your passions and your families and staying disciplined, you literally could have been the best player to ever live. Easy. Easy.
What does that have to do with anything? And he's still goated no matter what. He don't got to be the best player that ever lived. He's still goated no matter what. Everybody knows who Shaq is. Everybody loves Shaq no matter what. Shaq has a big heart and he gives a lot. He does a lot for the kids, for the community. He talked that shit. He owned up to. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Shaq talked about what he went through with his wife and what he did, and he held himself accountable for what he was doing and the mistakes he made. Do y'all understand how this shit works? As a man, Shaq took all accountability for why his wife divorced him. He didn't make any excuses at all. None. You sitting up here talking about men who are successful and who have made it in life. Yes, they talked about how they were wrong, but at the end of the day, you see what type of women are chasing them? And it's not older women, it's younger girls chasing them. But let me guess, it's their fault that they got younger girls chasing them because these younger bops want their... Somebody out there fucking talk to me. I really do this. Do you guys want to chase women all your life? Do you think that Shaq and Shannon Sharp have to chase women? Somebody out there talk to me. I'm asking a real question. Does anybody out there with half a brain, do you think that Shaq and Shannon Sharp, respectfully, do you think as millionaires they gotta chase women, or are the predator women, the younger ones, gonna chase them so they can get something out of them, possibly set them up for the okie doke? And Shannon Sharp already done been through it. Huh. He already had to settle with that Becky. You think he was chasing her, or you think she was chasing him? Do you think she was in it for monetary gain or not? That's a real question, by the way. Answer it, people.
1.2 is perfect.
You got dudes out here calling other dudes predators because younger women are chasing them. But doofuses like this want to make it seem as if Shaq and Shannon Sharp and people amongst their stature are chasing women. Really? I don't know any millionaire. I know like one millionaire, but for the most part, just looking from the outside, the inside out or the outside in, I wouldn't think that millionaires are chasing women. That's just me, though. I wouldn't think that millionaires are chasing women. I want to be clear on that.
You run around chasing tail and eating cheeseburgers and run. Come on, man. Not even showing up to workouts, no discipline. I don't want to be like a man like that. I don't care how much money Shaq got. I would never want Shaq's life. To pass away that way? No. I don't want that. Slim Thug does so much for the community. But now, we got to see you in this loser-ass light because you can't just settle down and develop your character enough to be with one woman you're chasing around women 15 years younger than you, 20 years younger than you. It's just a bad look, no matter how much you're doing.
Imagine speaking on another man. Guys, analyze this, because as men, this is something that we don't do.
Yeah, I'm about to say he tripping on that, man. I ain't gonna flex.
We don't give a fuck.
Don't get me wrong, man. Yeah, Slim Thug out there looking stupid trying to chase after Megan Thee Stallion, man. Especially when she got a dude, man. Every time she get a dude, he pop up out of nowhere. You could have been here with me with it and the big pimp and shit. And then she don't do nothing with your ass. She gone.
Imagine being a grown ass man speaking about who other grown men are chasing. That's
that
if they're chasing.
1.5 sound good, man.
Imagine speaking on another man. Men, we don't talk like this. We don't. Simps talk like this. These sucker simps. Men, we don't talk like this. Because there's no ill will. If you want to chase her, that's on you. I'm not going to do it, but if you want to chase her, that's on you. And then they want to talk about how these men are dealing with women that are 10 to 15 years younger. On the contrary, these women that are freaking 10 or 15 young, they're chasing men like 10 to 15 years, they're fucking senior. But nobody wants to call these women predators. They come on these shows every fucking day talking about how they want older men. And it's a man's fault that he'll date these women that want them. Like the man is supposed to be 40 and say, you know what? I'm going to turn down this 25-year-old. I'm 50. I'm going to turn down a 30-year-old. I'm 60. I'm going to turn down a 40-year-old. These women are actively chasing older men. And it's the man's fault. The man is a predator. And then these women, I told y'all before, and every woman out there on earth, if you watch how Stella got her groove back in the 90s, you know I'm not fucking lying. Every woman on earth was rooting for Stella when she was 40 years old, dealing with a 20-year-old. It was okay. You think they can make a movie like that this day and age? A 40-year-old man dealing with a 20-year-old Jamaican girl? Really? Talk to me. I got time. I got fucking time.
I got
Reverse the
time.
roles.
I got
A
fucking
40-year-old
time.
man, they make a movie about a 40-year-old American man chasing a 20-year-old Jamaican girl. What would y'all call that? Or what would you call him? You would absolutely call him a predator. And I can promise you that movie wouldn't be a blockbuster hit. That fucking movie would have got me too'd. I wish that movie would have got me too before it hit the fucking theater. Nah, that's not okay. That movie was a blockbuster hit. Google it. How Stella got her groove back. Google it. It was a blockbuster hit. And all the women out there thought, if she can do it, shit, I can live that life too. It's okay to be a 40-year-old woman dating a 20-year-old man. But here's the thing. Women don't understand. Men, we don't give a fuck. If you're a 40-year-old woman and you want to date a 20-year-old man, totally fine with you. If he's grown, he consents to dealing with you, that's totally fine. That's on him. But the thing is, if 40-year-old men are dating 20-year-old women, the women want to make it a fucking problem. That's all I'm saying. Fear is fear in my eyes. If y'all gonna accept people like Dre, for instance, like Dre and Michelle being 41, having a baby by a 20-year-old, y'all should accept the man that's 40 having a baby by a 20-year-old. What's the fucking difference? Somebody talk to me. See, y'all don't like this real shit. Y'all don't like when people digging y'all ass for real. It was crickets when Dre and Michelle was 41 having a baby by a 20-year-old basketball player that's her son's age. But if a man is 40 dealing with a 20-year-old that's his daughter's age, it's a fucking problem. Nobody want to speak on that. I'm not saying that
What's going on, Fuzzy
All I'm
Athena?
saying is fear is fear. If y'all gonna do it to the men, do it to the women too. Let's continue with the damn video.
No, we don't do that.
If you don't have the
Appreciate
discipline,
the
and whoever
follow,
gonna keep a
though.
good woman by your side, a lot of people gonna look at you sideways. I'm just saying, Shannon Sharp, you could be mentoring the youth. You grew up poor in the country. You could be helping out these young men in a personal way, not just giving money, but you running around with OF girls, getting caught up, getting lost.
On the contrary, the OF girls are running around with the millionaire men, letting the millionaire men do whatever they want to them. Imagine sticking up for an OnlyFans bop. Imagine, I want the bros to sit out there and imagine that. Go ahead. Imagine sticking up for a chick that's on OnlyFans who's promoting herself so she can get those type of men. Imagine. That's what we gotta do. That kind of simps you gotta deal with this day and age. They worried about what other men are doing with their penile.
Their penile.
Imagine worrying about what another man is doing with his penile. You got a whole TikTok going on about what another man is doing with his Johnson. As a man, this is what you're saying.
You ain't lying.
I would fucking never.
Losing your money. I'm telling you, man. All of these things take you away from the natural joys and the natural wealth of life. Y'all not enjoying the fruits of y'all labor. I know y'all gonna
enjoying the fruits of our labor and sharing it with another woman. They really got this mentality.
Woman.
You're not enjoying the fruits of your labor if you can't share it with somebody else. And how many of the women out there that are rich want to share the fruits of their labor with another man? Unless that man is coming in with as equal as what they got already. Talk to me. I really do this. He does it. I really do this. I can break you down. This shit is light work. It's light work over here. And I'm just saying fear is fear. So
a lot of dudes will say, man, I'll take Shaq life any day. But that's you, and that's why you and I'm me. Because I don't need all the money in the world. I need enough money where my family can feel financially stable and free to do what we like to do. That's how much money I need. I got a number in my head. I don't need the number that you need me to have. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to have all the women in the world. I need to have the confidence and swag to back the right woman. That's all I need. I need enough confidence and swag and character development to back the right woman, to make that my wife.
As a man, you feel you don't got that right now? Why you ain't back the right woman yet? Why you ain't married yet? Speak on it.
Woman. Why does he say it like that?
I'll wait. I got time. Speak on it. Why you ain't back the right woman yet? You don't got confidence now? You don't believe in yourself already as a man right now?
No.
What does it take for you to believe in him? What does it take for you to believe in yourself? Other than speaking on another man's Johnson in another man's life. What will it take? You sound like a complete idiot. Complete idiot.
I'm cool. I'm Geechee. I don't need all of that. I want to have my family time and my passions in life, and that's it. Hiking, whitewater rafting and stuff. Montego Bay. You know what I'm saying? Martinique with the fam. I'm not doing what y'all doing. I don't like what y'all doing. It don't even sit right with me. It's lose activity to me.
Let's stop the damn video right there real quick before we get into this next sip. To the men out there, how many of you out there are worried about another man's life? Go. How many men out there, heterosexual men, are worried about what another man is doing with his penile? Imagine. Imagine you being mad because another man is chasing chicks if that was the case. You mad? What do we call that, fellas? We call it hating. Watching another man's money. What do we call that, fellas? We call it pocket watching. Why are you worried about what another man is doing with his penile? Why are you worried about what another man is doing with his money that you'll never see a percentage of? What a time to fucking be alive, everybody.
What's up, YouTube? It's Controversial Channel. We back at it with another one, man. Y'all heard what the man said. You feel me?
Biggest simp of all time. Biggest pander. He He left off where he took over where Derek Jackson left off. This fucking guy right here. I've done videos on him before. I'm pretty sure as soon as he popped up, the dudes was like, "Oh my god." Let's get into it though. Let's go.
He right. Hey man, a lot of these older men, they make poor decisions. They make very bad decisions, and a lot of them are lame, bro. You know, it's so funny seeing Slim Thug drive around in that car. I don't know what kind of car he driving. I know it's a nice car because he got money. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be funny seeing him ride around with that beard, driving around, and just always got something negative to say about women or somebody relationship. It's like, bro, like, just stop. And what's funny about it, Slim Thug be saying he trolling, but it's like, you too old. You too old, man. You know, leave that. Really, nobody should be trolling, but leave that to the young dudes, man. Leave it to the age range where it's supposed to be, you know, a little bit immature.
So therefore, it's okay if men troll then. At what age should you stop trolling at as a man in general? So what? Slim Thug is about what, 47, 48, possibly, if not 50. So 50 Cent is the biggest troller of all time, and people love him. They love his trolling. What age can you stop? What age should you stop trolling at, or taunting, or whatever at? This the thing. When people got money, guess what, bozo? I'm about to rock your world with this one. People that got money for they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. One more time. People that got money, like real money, they don't need your opinion. They don't give a fuck about your opinion. They feel they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. It's simple as that. You want a little bit of pubic hairs on your face, it ain't gonna change nothing about what real men do, buddy.
Right.
This is what happens when you've been emasculated. He's married, by the way. And I can tell you right now, the way he talks and panders, you can tell he's been emasculated already. You can tell. It's over. He got to say what he got to say, because if he get home, if he don't say the right thing on screen, when he get home, his wife going to smack the shit out of him. Like, you supposed to be sticking up for women, and his mama might backhand his ass too. This is what happens, fellas. This right here. To the women out there. How many of you would want to deal with a man like this? Go ahead. You can be for real. MABW, I'm a fair person. Just let me know. Let me know. Y'all want a real man, or y'all, from what y'all say, y'all want a real man that's masculine, or you want somebody like this who ain't going to tell you the truth and going to listen to you every word and agree with everything you say? Okay, let's continue.
You feel me? But anyway, yeah, a lot of these old heads are lame. They bitter. Like, look at the way Kevin Samuels passed away.
Want the fastest?
He didn't pass away married. He was twice divorced. Old. Look at a lot.
And here goes the meat writing. You could never accomplish what that man has accomplished in life. Let me tell you why. I'll break it down. He didn't have to pander. Women loved him. Men loved him. Young people loved him. Old people loved him. You could never be half the man that he was into his program until pretty much after he passed away. And after I did my research on him, I was like, yo, what I respect about Kevin Samuels is that he built his platform and he didn't have to pander to do it. You know what it takes to build a platform like that, to have over 1 million people following you and not have to pander? There's men that you're like a Derek Jackson 2.0. Derek Jackson built his platform. For the ladies that don't know, some of you probably know who he is. He built his platform slandering men, pandering to women. When it was all said and done, guess what? He was out there cheating on his wife the whole time. He was selling these women a dream, downing his brothers. Whole time he's out there cheating on his black wife. Somebody out there fucking talk to me. Don't try to act like I don't know who Derek Jackson is now, ladies. Don't try to front. It's cool if you knew who he was. It's cool if you left after you found out he was cheating on his black queen. It's okay. You could never be half the man Kevin Samuels was. I respect him for what he did in this space, because that's one thing I respect about him. And some stuff he said, I didn't agree with everything he said, but I have a mutual respect for what he did for this space, because he didn't have to pander. I like people that don't got to pander to get their point across. I'm always going to respect that. Yeah, he was brutal at times. He was harsh at times, but he still earned people's respect. You can never be like him. Shouldn't even bring his fucking name up in your mouth, respectfully. And I ain't no Kevin Samuels minion. I'm MABW. And right is right and wrong is wrong. You can never accomplish half of what that man has accomplished. You and your 13,000 subscribers can kick rocks. You will never be on his level. Most people on YouTube will never reach that Elite level that he reached in that amount of time.
Elite.
He did that shit flawlessly. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. From MABW to you. Rest in peace, brother. But of course, he wants to slander Kevin Samuels because it sells, and it sells to feminist type women to mention his name.
A lot of these red pill dudes, a lot of them are indeed old. They're old, you know what I'm saying, and bitter and unmarried. And just,
you don't want to be married. There's levels to this. That's what you don't understand. We know how the marriage game is played with women and the government. There's levels to this. That's what you will never understand, you sucker simp. They are not married. We don't want to be married. I stand 10 toes down on that shit. I will never be married. Never. I will never cohabitate with a woman. Never.
Woman.
Ever. It's not happening. Men, it don't have nothing to do with being red pill, MGTOW, and maybe W. Has nothing to do with that.
We just know how the government plays with men, and we ain't going for it. We ain't going for those forced contracts that benefit women. You'll find out one day. See, you still wet behind the ears right now. You'll find out one day, and I can tell right now, that lady, that wife of yours, I can tell right now, you can never piss her off. You better not ever piss her off. Ever. You got to be a little good boy around her, huh? She pat you like you a good boy. You did just right today, boy. You spoke up for women today again. Nothing wrong with speaking up for. It's nothing wrong with speaking up for women, but tell the truth while you're doing it.
A big issue that I always have when doing assignments like discussion posts or essays or even video scripts is just getting started.
It's crazy. I got him at
More
damn near
excuses of
2
human
times
beings.
speed,
Just to
and
be
he
honest, I have to
sounds
be honest with you. And I'm tired of
he sounds
dudes making
regular.
mistakes. He brought up a good point about Shaquille O'Neal, that he could have been the best basketball player alive. And Shannon Sharp, I don't feel sorry for you. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I see a white woman finesse a black man and take all his money, I laugh because you would rather it be a black woman finesse a black man, take all his money. It would be better if that was the situation. Because black women do it too. These OF black women, these stars that are black women, they do the same shit. What's the difference? They finesse men too. Girls in your everyday life, they finesse black men all day, every day. It's not just white women. White women just know how to get to the bag and do it the smart way. They just know how to like calculate every fucking move. They play. What Caucasian women playing that shit out to a T. Yeah, choke me, daddy. I'm gonna choke the F out of you and do this to you. Record. Oh, stop it. Y'all really don't. The bros, y'all know what it is already. I'm not about to get into that. It happened so many times. We've seen situations when a black man get with a white woman, and we see how that goes. And I'm not saying that's the case every time. I'm just saying a lot of cases we have seen examples. And me personally, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. Especially, my thing is, especially when you have a disdain towards your own group of women. Like Shannon Sharp was talking about, you gotta have my last name to get this to get this type of money. Oh, she didn't have your last name. That little white woman did not have your last name. And look, she took his money. She kicked him out the YouTube algorithm. And not only that, she started reading the Bible. Boy, your money, him and his money brought her back to God. And I guarantee she's probably gonna get with a white man and be married.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you get. You set that up. He has financially set that white woman, I forgot how to pronounce her name, but that woman up for success. He set her up. And guess what? She didn't need no ring. I mean, it's like so many older black men just make poor decisions, and that's just the God honest truth, bro. Oh, no, they don't. She just happened to be at the right place, the right time, with the right person, and she moved in a calculated way. That's all it was. That's all it was. But then when men move in a calculated way, they're predators. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about P. Diddy and Cassie. So now, since you say that, was it right for what P. Diddy did to Cassie? He played the game with her. He let other people beat her guts in, cremate her guts, did what he wanted to do with other women. He watched her mess with other dudes. He got off. Young Miami, he took tinkles on her, used her as a porta potty. Was that right? From what all you're saying, was that right what he did to Young Miami as a black woman and Cassie as a whatever the fuck Cassie is? I don't know what she is as far as race. So does it make it right what he did to Cassie and Young Miami? Were they taken advantage of, or were they willing participants? Remember, when Young Miami was doing Ask Carisha, she said, yeah, I'm with Mr. $Billion DIC, and you know the rest. I'm with Mr. $Billion, whatchamacallit, I'm with him. I want to remind you, Diddy was what, about 25 years her senior? Did anybody have a problem with that then? Were the young women telling, were the older women telling Young Miami, don't trust him, don't be with him, or were they rooting Young Miami on? Like, if she can do it, I can do it. That's a win. City girls up. Because women root that shit on. Younger girls get with older men that are rich. Women cheer that shit on. She got her a winner. It's no problem then. It's no problem until the women step out and say, you know what? Yeah, he used to commit DV on me. Yeah, he was using me as a porta potty. Then everybody got fucking tears. I'm not easily breakable. It's one thing about your boy MABW. I've been here long enough. It's hard to convince me. Y'all know that already. These women can't sit up here and do all this smut shit that they be doing when these guys are up and they got all this money, and then turn around and cry later when the guys fuck somebody up there fucking too. When the guys dump them, nobody notices. That's when those guys get Me Too'd. When a guy stop fucking with them, that's when they want to Me Too the guy. All these years let's go. I ain't got fucking time for this shit. Let's go. And nobody can tell me nothing about marriage, bro. Marriage is the way. Not no one night stands, not no polygamy. If you into all that stuff, you go ahead. But that's I'm not promoting that over here, and neither do I subscribe to it. Being in a marriage with one woman in healthy love will always win over thotting around. Spending quality time with one person, one partner will always win, bro. I love my wife. Besides G,
it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until you find out your wife was getting plundered out by Pookie. Once you find out that your wife has been getting her guts cremated because her man was such a simp, you're gonna have a change of heart. And hopefully your marriage works. Hopefully everything goes great for you to the end of time. Hopefully you don't have to come over onto this other. Hopefully you never have to come over to the other side. Okay. Hopefully. Okay. Hopefully things go right for you to the end of freaking time, respectfully. But holla at me if anything happens to happen between you and your wife, come back on YouTube with on your channel with the same energy. Whether she cheated, broke up the household, broke up the family, make sure you keep that same energy, same tone, same voice, same talking points, all that. Women love being married to men like this. Why do you say that? And maybe W? That's a great question, by the way. Women love being married to dudes like this because they know why their boyfriends or their husbands are on YouTube simping up a storm. They can be out there doing whatever they want because dudes like him, they're so into their women and they think that these women can do no wrong. And that's where these women have you simps locked in at. He thinks we can't do no wrong. I got him. In his eyes, I can't do no wrong. No wrong. Out there getting her guts twisted. He in the car. I sent him out the house to go do a fucking video by the bushes. Yeah, that's where he belongs. I sent him to the car. I told him, go out for 2 hours and go blog. You getting on my nerve. Okay, baby, I'll go make some videos about what men are doing wrong and how women are the queens and the prize and all. Guts getting twisted. All up and down her esophagus, just twisted. I love my wife. I love my wife. Chance the Rapper song. I love my wife. Go ahead, keep on.
Jesus Christ, my wife is the best thing that ever happened to me. Yep. My bad, y'all. My phone got cut off right there. But yeah, man, marriage.
That was her calling to tell you to stay out for like 2 more hours. Stay out for 2 more hours.
With one woman is the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. Can't tell me nothing about it. And being open with one person and, loving one person and being committed to that one person for life is better than going out here and hopping in new relationships, hopping in different beds with other different people. That's nah, bro. And then when you catch some, that's what you get because you want to live life reckless. So anyway, yeah, but like I'm glad that more black men are opening their eyes to see that a lot of these dudes are lame. And I'm glad that I'm seeing a lot more black men be vocal about just how lame these people are. Now I'm not gonna give this guy I'm not gonna say that this guy is a good man. I don't like calling me a good man. I don't even know. But because I haven't checked out his content. But on this here, like what I'm saying is I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement because a lot I see this. Dudes be lame. I don't never want.
Fellas, he's calling us lame. He's calling.
I don't care.
Us lame. The non-married men, y'all lame. The men with money that have younger women chasing them, y'all lame. Y'all not being the best versions of yourself because y'all chasing women when in all actuality, women are chasing the men with the money. Y'all see this shit I don't even got to get into detail about this shit. Men with money are chasing the women without money. When y'all see these women coming online every day talking about, yeah, he got to make 6 figures and he got to be able to travel. Got to have his passport. Men like, man, men be like, I have my passport since birth. I've been passporting since birth. This ain't nothing new for us.
I don't want to be no old, bitter black man. Oh my God. I don't want to go outside like that. I don't even care if me and my wife get divorced. I'll cry. I'll go to the healing. First, before I do all that, I'm gonna try to fight for my marriage. I'll turn into Judge Mathis trying to fight for my marriage to get her back. You know what I'm saying?
Even if she's getting her guts plungered out, I'm gonna fight for her. I don't care if Pookie been twisting her for 2 years straight. I don't care. I gotta fight. These fucking guys, man.
No wrong, of course. You feel me? Oh, but I'll try to get her back.
My God.
And if I can't get her back, then guess what I would do? I'll cry. I'll go to therapy. I'll heal, and I'll get out here and try again with another black woman. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get behind no camera and start talking about women and be all sad and stuff like that. No, we're not gonna do all that. No, I ain't going outside like that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go out here and blow thousands upon millions, thousands and millions of dollars on freaking multitudes of women.
Okay.
No.
Everybody that don't got that, they always say that until they get it. You ain't gonna probably reach it, but everybody that don't got it can say that. Anybody that don't got that kind of money can say that goofy shit. When they get the money, trust me, your thought process will be a little bit different. And I ain't saying you got to go out here and mess with a multitude of women, but I'm just saying in retrospect, everybody that doesn't have it, listen, everybody that can tell you how to do it, they never fucking did it. He don't got that money, so he don't know what the fuck he'll do once he gets that type of money and if he went through a divorce. He don't know what his mental would be like if his... I ain't about to speak. Whatever, man.
Rather have peace in my life and rather have quality time. You know what I'm saying? Like, peaceful quality time with one woman. Like, just, I don't, that's always going to win. That's always going to win. So, people, you can do whatever the heck you want to do. I'm not going to support it, but you can do whatever you want to do. But all I know is that one woman and healthy love and family always win, bro. That's purposeful. That's purposeful. Point blank period, man. So I agree with the dude on this video. Men got to make better decisions. You got to stop chasing cat. You got to get your priorities in order. And one thing that black men need to specifically do, put down the cameras. Put down the microphones.
Let's stop the damn video right there. That's something you need to do, sir. Respectfully. That's something you need to do. Holla back at me in a couple of years after your wife got plundered out. If that happens, hopefully everything works out. Hopefully you don't have to come over to the other side. Hopefully you never go through anything in family court, divorce court, anything like that. Hopefully. But once you do, come back on your channel with the same energy, okay? Come back with the same energy. That's all I'm asking. Anyways, that's my video for today. If you like the video, of course, comment, like, and subscribe. It ain't costing you a damn thing. And of course, I'm going to holla back at y'all later. Peace.
So, what's the verdict? Wow, gorgeous.
You're looking incredible in that dress.
All right, I gotta do one more.
So boom, right? This girl sees me at the bar. I'm chilling, I'm minding my business. Turns out she works with my mom, right? So, my mom is at the job. She's showing off her son, as she should. Y'all see me. The girl that saw me at the bar, she didn't say anything to me at the bar, but when my mom was like showing pictures of me to the people at her job, the lady was like, oh, I think I saw your son at whatever bar. So long story short, this woman tries to shoot her shot at me through my mom, right? So she asked my mom to put me in contact with her. Grown woman, by the way. But bro, that's not even the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. So every time this girl saw my mom, she would say stuff to my mom like, oh, make sure you give your son my number, tell your son to get up with me, blah, blah, blah. And my mom is kind of just like entertaining it. But apparently my mom knows that that woman wasn't even really my type. So it was kind of just a bunch of little like back and forth banter, basically. So my mom told me, she was like, yeah, I haven't seen that girl for a while. 3 months later, the girl is pregnant, like visibly pregnant. So my mom sees the girl and was like, wait a second, you're pregnant? And the girl was like, yeah, you probably couldn't tell because I was wearing big shirts or whatever the case may be, like, a few months ago. So my mom was like, you wanted me to hook you up with my son and you have a baby on the way? And this is what the girl said. She said, yeah, I was just trying to keep my options open. First of all, where is the father? That's what I asked my mom. I was like, well, where's the father? Apparently, the father, the baby's dad, the woman had a child with another man, and he's still in the picture, but she's trying to keep her options open. Second of all, I do not want to take care of no man's kids. So you to even, number one, be out at the bar, and number two, be out here scoping for me to take care of your kids is absolutely insane. And bro, it's not like she just had the kid, you know what I'm saying? It's like this woman is actually like, didn't even have the baby yet. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to trap a youngin', man. She was trying to trap me. Shout out to Mom Dukes though for looking out for me, man. Dodging bullets.
This is a perfect example of why you shouldn't be too thirsty as a guy. Maintain your frame. You don't gotta take everything that's thrown your way. And sure, in this particular case, his mother was acting as a buffer in between the woman who was showing a little bit of interest and her son, who she knew wouldn't even be into this kind of woman, as according to him. But just in general, it don't pay when you are thirsty as a man, when you out here and you starving and you just take anything that come your way. It don't matter. She could look like Jabba the Hutt. She could not even be an attractive woman to you. And there are some men who still like, I'ma still hit though. And because if you can't even maintain and control yourself when it comes to a woman who you don't even find physically attractive, you're not even really into, other than the fact that she's an opportunity for you to get off, then how are you going to handle yourself? How are you going to maintain and keep your composure when it comes to the caliber of women who actually do rank when it comes to level of attraction you have for them? Because I've seen it before with those kind of guys. They tend to then go ahead and simp out when it comes to the woman who they actually do find physically attractive and they're really into. And then sometimes those are the very same men who they end up feeling extremely frustrated because they don't think they're receiving or being appreciated enough for all that they do. So the bottom line is men need to make sure that they do their homework when it comes to women so that they could protect themselves from the vultures out there who are looking for an opportunity for a come up, an opportunity to manipulate or take advantage of a man who may have his guard down or will leave himself open to her deception because he's clouded by his sexual desires.
Okay, so I went on a date. The date was going to church. But I was late to the date. He arrived at my house at 9:25 I mean, at 9:20, I was out by 9:25, so I was pushing the time that it took to get to church. So then I wanted to get some Starbucks. We go get Starbucks, and he felt like I was pushing the time because church started at 10. We arrived to church exactly at 10. But you know how when you're in the car and you got to get like ready, put your lip on, get the oil off the bottom of your shoes and stuff? I was doing that. So my date
Oil
was
off the bottom
really
of your
anxious
shoes,
to get into church, but I felt like you could just wait for me. So then he's like, I'm gonna just leave you the key. Mind you, this is my first time at his church. I've never been to this church before. I'm a little anxious. It's a date. It's already like the nerves are there. So he leaves, and then I get upset. And I'm like, I feel like you just left me. So I text my friend, and I was like, can you come pick me up? And she's like, where you at? As I'm texting her and talking to her, he comes out because he's like, where are you at? I said, I'm leaving. So then I'm like, he's like, no, don't leave. So I get out of the car, and he's like, come on, let's just go to church. Let's go to church. Let's walk in. And then I was like, no. So I turn around. I said, I'm not going. And then this went on for like less than like 2 minutes in the parking lot. So then I get tearful because I'm feeling left out. Like, I feel like you just tried to leave me. And I don't know what that is. But I need y'all to tell me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong for saying I'm going to leave? Because he said that he felt like it was disrespectful to do all of that. And I just don't feel like I'm disrespectful. I was being
Why are you
disrespectful
watching
because
me?
I feel like once you got out of the car,
You know, I don't know what to tell
you
you.
basically left me. And I don't know. I'm your guest.
Why am I
Granted,
watching
I don't
these
think that was
thugs?
the
Like,
intent, but I want to know if y'all feel like I'm disrespectful.
why are you
I just
watching
don't
me?
think it's disrespectful that I felt like he could have waited like 3 minutes. I was done. We got to church at 10. I wrapped everything up by 10:03, but then he wanted to hurry up and
already
leave.
like
And he ended up having
halfway
to come
in
back
on
out.
this stream at all today.
Am I wrong? Is that wrong?
You ain't
For
got to
real,
come
like,
up in
is
here
that
and just
wrong?
be who you
First
are.
off, let's get the obvious out
me.
the way.
Let me
Let's
be
let's
me.
just clear this part up right here. You guys don't need to call, talk, speak, meet,
fuck
hang
kind of
out,
question
do
is that?
anything anymore. Just leave each other alone. You're not compatible. You're not for each other. 5 minutes
Fuck,
late,
that's what's
okay.
for me.
Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. You guys can still get there on time and be all good. But then you actually want to go and stop off for Starbucks. Stopping for Starbucks is an activity you do when you got time to spare, or you do it on your own, not when you pressed trying to get to somewhere at a specific time.
What makes
and
them
you don't
thugs
have extra time to waste.
when
I
they're
mean,
out
think
here
about how
making
much more time that could have
educated
initially took. I
commentary,
mean,
too. Like,
you get to the
what
Starbucks,
you
then you
talking
gotta
about?
wait in line at the Starbucks. It may be a long line at the, who knows how long the line was. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the drive-thru? Did you walk in? It's a lot of factors that can come into play as far as stretching out that amount of time between you needing to go get your Starbucks and actually showing up and getting to where you guys were actually meant to be going, which is church on this particular day. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't never ever thought about going on a church date, but maybe she just fishing for content, and so she created this story, and it's not even real. That's beside the point. Hypothetically speaking, if this actually did happen and you went on a church date, I would think that if someone suggests let's go on a church date as far as an option, they're letting you know right off the bat that their faith is an extremely important aspect of who they are and relevancy in their life. And so it's not the same if you guys were 5 minutes late showing up to go bowling or at this restaurant where he set up reservations or something of that nature. It's not the same. It doesn't hold the same weight because of the place he's taking you.
For me, rather than you saying, why am I watching these thugs, I would have rather you came in here with some real from the chest ass racism. Don't come over here with that half-ass, half-stepping ass racism. Come full throttle. Say what you gonna say. Don't be no bitch ass motherfucker coming up in here in my damn chat, man, where we speak nothing but the truth. Speak your mind. Or get the fuck on.
And so, yeah, she's wrong. But she's wrong for just wasting his time from the very beginning, because this should not
Come up
even
in here
have been a
talking about
date.
why am I watching these
Her value
thugs.
when it comes
Fuck
to
outta here.
her faith isn't the same as his, or at least she didn't demonstrate it in this particular instance when she had a clear opportunity to. Because if she was as gung-ho and as inspired to be in church, nothing would have prevented her from being right there, walking in to those doors with him. But it was easy for her to find an excuse to get out of it as soon as things didn't go how she wanted to go. And it's because she didn't really have a desire to be there in the first place for whatever reason. And so here's my final verdict and the things you could take away from this. One, hopefully he doesn't have such a nice guy mentality where he pursues women who really don't have a true interest in him, but he continuously keeps on chasing after them because he has a level of physical attraction that exists there for these women. And he's hoping that that's enough for them to reciprocate and like him back because he's showing his interest in them. But it's never really equal. He's constantly the chaser, and he never really feels that same level in return when it comes to someone really caring about him. Number two, learn how to respect people's time, especially when they're showing you a genuine interest to open up about sharing their faith with you. And if you don't share that same desire as far as when it comes to how deep they feel for their faith, then don't waste that person's time. But anyway, guys, questions, comments, thoughts, and feedback, drop them down below. I appreciate when you guys chime in. Don't forget, you enjoy any part of the content, make sure you smash the like button for more, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, that just rubbed me the wrong way. I was already gonna get up out of here anyways, man. But shit, that little Bowman, whatever the fuck, dude, you can eat a dick, man. You can eat a dick and decease slowly. How about that? Um, I'm finna go on to get up out of here, man. A little early day, man. I ain't gonna flex, man. We hit almost the 3-hour mark, so that's my usual. Y'all be easy, y'all be safe, man. And if oh yeah. Y'all be easy, be safe, and if y'all make some money when I'm not around, make sure y'all bring the receipt so I know y'all ballin'. Peace out, man. Fucking Bowman 86, you can eat a dick. Straight up whole peen from face to damn tip. How about that? Weird ass nigga.
you.